Jeez, if the Tigers don't win it.
Keep the microphone as close to my left hand as possible, so if they want to ask me anything, then I'll try to contribute. Thanks, mate.
Okay, excellent.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Wayne.
I don't know where it is. Oh, was it? Okay. Either that or I might see in the between rooms. Okay.
Hey, Wayne. It's not an obstacle course.
No, the one thing. Some of the difference between the two sides.
We do like that, don't we?
Because sometimes I got 87 versus 63, 3 from 7 is 4.
I've been watching Optus a bit too. I think what we need is efficiency. Jared, if you...
It is a typical autumn day in Melbourne. If you're not in the sun, it's cool.
Beautiful. Hi there, everyone. Welcome along to Optus Oval for more action from the AFL. Darkest both sides coming off losses back in round 3. Last Saturday, the Tigers.
Suzanne Adams of Whittlesea, could you please report to the ground manager's office? That's behind the garden stand. Suzanne Adams of Whittlesea to the ground manager's office, please.
To live that tune there, they certainly need a tougher style of footy than what they actually play, I think, you know.
No.
They're going to package this thing.
What was Fitzroy's?
Conversely, it'll all come together that one season when it does all fit.
That's right, that's
Yep.
right, sir. everybody. Welcome along to Optus Oval for more action from round 4 in the AFL competition. This afternoon, it's Richmond against the Fremantle Dockers. Both sides coming off losses back in round 3. Last Saturday, the Tigers lost to the Western Bulldogs at the MCG by 19 points. And then on Sunday, Fremantle lost the Western Derby by 40 points. Derby, not Derby, getting in practice for the big game tomorrow. 3 other games being played today. Firstly, at the MCG, blockbuster affair this one. Collingwood against Carlton, big crowd at the G. St Kilda against Sydney, a night game at Waverley. Interesting game that, both sides with a 1-2 record, and 2 sides with 2 wins at Subi tonight, West Coast and Hawthorn.
The 1997 AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by Victoria Better, for a hard-earned thirst. Telstra, Qantas, the Australian airline, and McDonald's.
Joined now by Terry Wheeler. And Terry, both these sides are hit by injuries.
They have been, Dennis, haven't they? And when we look at the Tigers lineup, I'd suggest at least 8 of their best 21 are not out there today. And probably most hardest in what area for Richmond has been the ruck division, with Justin Charles and Brendan Gale, who have both done the majority of the work this year, out injured.
Here come the Tigers.
Well, this is a very important game for them, isn't it? 2 wins to start the season, and then the loss against the Western Bulldogs last week. And they've been forced to make some changes. Tate, Jurica and Tawney players coming into the side.
Ben Holland to lead the ruck.
Well, that's very important.
Sure.
I think he'll be using agility as the key factor there against Bandy and White. And there we have a new player into the side, number 40, Mark Chafee, boy from Caulfield Grammar, in for his first game of AFL football.
Wayne Campbell has a great record against the Dockers. Not so Matthew Richardson. There he is with the ball, having a wonderful season. Only 5 goals in 2 matches against Fremantle. And Fremantle likewise hard hit by injuries. Quality players missing like Mann, Jones, McManus and Chisholm.
It's quite a list, isn't it, of those players going out. And so this is a real test for the Fremantle side. They have won here in round 1. They beat the Western Bulldogs here at the Optus Oval. So they have got that in their favour. But 6 changes this weekend is a lot to a side like this. And they introduce a first game player into their side, young Heath Black, formerly from the Oakley under-18s here in Melbourne. So comes back to Melbourne soil to make his debut with the Fremantle Dockers.
Both these sides with 8 points, almost identical records. So at Optus Oval, we're just about set to go. It's the Tigers and the Dockers back with all of the action right after this.
Good.
I've got it. Oh, it's welcome back to Optus Oval. What a glorious day. Not a cloud in the sky. A very gentle breeze. Conditions, as they say in inverted commas, ideal for footy. Our umpires this afternoon in the distance there, the veteran of the group, the man that had the '94 grand final. Looks like he's wearing a hat. That's David Howlett. Number 29, Steve McBurney. Number 41, the policeman, Gavin Della. As we go down to the boundary now and say good afternoon to a former umpire, John Russo. How you doing, John?
I'm very well, Dennis, and it's such a great day for footy that I've actually gone out to do my pre-match warm-ups just earlier, and it's absolutely perfect. The ground's in great condition. There's very little wind, and the wind socks are hardly moving at all. If it's not the best day you could possibly imagine for Australian football, then I'll go he. As you know, the teams are as selected. The crowd is certainly built up. Everything's perfect and set for a great game. I'm going for Richmond. I'm sure there are a couple up there going for Fremantle, but for me, it's Richmond today.
I'm not sure there are. Russell, who do you like? Russell Morris?
Dennis, look, I've seen Richmond play the last 3 weeks and they've concerned me because of their dropout in the final quarter, but I think on home soil, I should pick Richmond today. I am.
Okay, Terry, which way are you going?
And I think that dropout will be the catalyst to them really doing a job here today, and Richardson certainly is the key to the side, and I'm struggling to find a docket. Probably Shane Parker, but he'll have a big job in front of him today.
As I said earlier, both sides with identical records, 2-1. The Dockers have won on this ground already against the Western Bulldogs, and the Western Bulldogs have proved that form pretty good. Toss of the coin, Wayne Campbell and Steve O'Reilly. O'Reilly wins the toss and will kick to the left of screen. O'Reilly continues to have a wonderful season. Could he be the man to pick up Matthew Richardson? We'll wait and see. Number 21 there making his debut, Heath Black, 17 years of age, from the Oakley Chargers. 12th man taken in the draft last season.
Dennis, that matchup for Richardson is the most critical one. I saw Shane Parker in round 1 play Chris Grant of the Western Bulldogs and did a very good job on him, and I would definitely give him the first crack at it. I think his agility is good, his fitness is good, and if he's just committed to being there on the spoil at all times, he'll certainly make it hard for Matthew Richardson.
There's Matthew Richardson, one-man excitement machine. I think if I were paying to come to the footy, he's the man I'd pay to see. Just terrific. That's the old stand in the background. The new stand, of course, away to our left. Not occupied by that many, we've got to say. Daniel Bandy coming off to start on the bench. Gavin Mitchell is there too. There's the new stand. Looks very nice. But more important things afoot. Wayne Campbell. The Tigers could not afford to drop this one. Likewise, of course, the Dockers. Now, Jeff White will go at it first. Stephen Jurika is starting on the ball for Richmond. Up they go. Jurika almost. Crashing in is Prescott. Free kick is going to White. So White from alongside the centre circle towards full forward. Coops was up off his hands. Allen, nobody back. They'll run back towards this one. Turner in best position, does well, running with the flight of the ball. Restricted to just 5 games last season because of a knee injury. Finds Harrison. He's at right half back. Harrison in short. Tawney on his knees. No mark. Gale almost. Tawney comes back to win it. Well played. Quick hands. Prescott off his step. Now towards half forward. White should mark it and does.
Jeff White had an exceptional start to the season so far. 21 marks in 3 games and also coming second in the hitouts. Finds Clement on centre wing at Optus Oval. Kicks long, looking for Hines. He's behind Holland. Holland running towards the boundary line. A nice little handball.
That's helpful too. He pointed to the man he was trying to punch it to.
Could be construed as deliberate, but
umpires take that into consideration, don't they, Terry? If you point to the bloke you were trying to get it to,
that's the intention.
And just blame your skills.
And Shane Parker has got the job on Richardson at centre half back for the Dockers.
Hines and Holland. Hines in front, gets the tap down. Prescott wraps up his opponent. I think it's Callaghan underneath the pack. Always under the pack, Craig Callaghan, another good player for the Dockers this year. As Denis mentioned, 2 wins, 1 loss, currently 7th on the ladder. Hines, a good left hand, looking for Delaney, unable to pick it up. Tigers underneath the pack, it's Ryan, now to Broderick, quick to Callaghan, to Kellaway, caught. Delaney out to Allen, no one can pick it up now, it's Clement, one side step, good pressure from the Tigers, off the ground from Broderick, centre of the ground, Optus Oval. Bowden, inaccurate handball, put his teammates under pressure. The Dockers should build it up. And a bounce. Yeah, the Tigers had a real opportunity there, and Joel Bowden, usually a very good handball. He has that in his genes, so to speak. His father, Michael Bowden, made a lead career based around handball, and that was one that should have hit Bond on the burst. Bounce inside the centre square. The ruckman come from behind there. White trying to go off the ground. Kellaway slides in, and we'll get a free kick. Tidy football. Campbell at centre half back then for the Tigers. Out wide, foot race. Well, the last man in the queue, Gaspar, comes away with the ball, pulls it back towards centre half forward. Bowden, good mark. It's not a bad kick. There's a chance from here. He'll kick from just inside the 50. He finished the season last year in a game kicking 3 goals from half forward for the Tigers. So he does have the skill there to be able to do this. He kicked a couple of rippers against Geelong from the boundary on 50, so certainly capable. First time inside 50, results in a goal. Well, a very good goal there for the Tigers, and Bowden in particular. Skill area a little bit earlier on with the handball. The Tigers across half back, they haven't been all that clean just yet. Dockers have been able to get to half forward. It's been a little bit scrappy across there, and just the first forward move has allowed Richmond to pick up the first goal of the game. So they have got an open forward line once they get it in there. It's taken just over 3 minutes for the first score, and that goes to Joel Bowden. The Tigers are on the board with 1 goal as Richardson overruns the ball. Good tap down from the Fremantle Dockers. They go for the boundary line, a bit of safety. About 80 metres around from the Tiger goal. Good play from Callaghan. So Russ Big Stephen Jurek is doing the centre bounce ruck work and then going all the way down to the full forward position, right to the behind post virtually, and leaving then the more mobile players to do the ruck work around the ground. Well, with the absence of Benny Gale, they need a couple of them to put their hand up and play in that ruck position. And Robert Walls mentioned during the week that Jureka and also Holland, and maybe even Scotty Turner may get a run in the ruck as the ball goes out of bounds on centre wing. Gale. It's Ben Harrison this time on his left boot, swings around, plenty of time. Awkward, finding Chris Nash on the burst, on the chest, centre wing for the Tigers, wants to move it on quickly. Gets the lead from Richardson and takes a great mark in front of Parker. Has a tendency wanting to move it on quickly, Richo. That was a very good lead and a very good kick. He's come out fairly wide. Now that's the right thing, looking to open it up for the Tigers. On to Harrison. Conceding ground, would smother from Callaghan. Good work from the Dockers. Waterhouse a chance. If he goes onto the ball, won't duck his head. The ball up just inside 50. Richmond centre half forward position. Tigers by 6 points then. Umpire Howlett. White arrives late, wins it, nicely done. Callaghan fumbled,
Dug out of there by Campbell to Harrison. Harrison kicks inside the 50. It hangs in the air a long time. Parker got a fist on it. This is Harding behind. Missed the ball. Jerica put his body in. Well played. Shoveled out by Naish. There's an opportunity for Funky. He's dragged down close to the boundary line. Pushed across by O'Reilly. Throw in. Central umpire virtually back-to-back with the boundary umpire. Jerica too strong there for White, body to body.
And Dennis, just a couple of the key matchups. Norwich has the job with Wayne Campbell. Ben Allen has Broderick. And young Heath Black in his first game is tagging Chris Bond.
Good luck. One down by White. Naish. Funky's got it. Came out backwards. Dragged down by O'Reilly. And another bounce. Time remaining and our score. Early going. From Optus Oval. Jerica powerfully done. Knocked it down. Clement cleverly done. Into the path of Callaghan. He's had a haircut this week. Upended. Taken by Bowden. Throws it on the boot. Is that his second? No.
Joel Bowden, the lone scorer. 1-1. As Andrew McGovern will kick out for the Dockers.
They'll really be looking now to generate some run from this deep in defence here, the Dockers.
Plays on quickly, looking for Stephen. No, it's Dale Kickett. Unable to take the mark, but keeps in control to Allen. Phoning Parker off one step. Throws it on the boot up towards centre wing. Good punch from Holland from behind. Broderick, always the opportunist, onto Kellaway. Tough Tiger. Inboard. Good mark to Ross Funky. Outside 50, looking for options, finds one, the elusive Campbell on his left boot into the goal square. The high flies is Richardson, unable to mark. Harding grabbed without the ball, now to Callaghan, under pressure, back to Norris, out to Harding again, well followed up Son. Now, it's a horse race. This time it's Waterhouse, not the gay Waterhouse, it's Clive Waterhouse. Shoots it back, looking for space, good push from Delaney, the umpire's seen that. Against Tony Delaney, the free kick will go to Damien Ryan on centre wing.
Not Gerald. There goes the kick down towards half forward. Hand to it, Clement. Fell behind. Callaghan's there. Free kick to the Tigers. Daffy wants to go. Called around on the mark. McDaffie wasting no time. Throws it on the boot. It bounces inside the 50. Jerica on the ground, gets it up to Harrison, 55 metres out, smothered off the boot. Opportunity for Funky. Allen gains about 30 metres off the deck. This is Gaspar, charges at the ball, well played, kept it going. Prescott, 55 metres out, throws it on the boot. Harding will need to reach over the top. He did that. Kick it. Favoured by the spoil, goes towards half forward. Delaney's in front, Ryan from behind. Well played, Delaney to Leach. He's having a good season. Leach in trouble. Slick hand pass though on the bounce to Allen. The look away hand pass was untidy. Sold into trouble down there was Coops. Still he battles after the ball. This is Campbell. Grabbed. Gaspar hurriedly on the boot towards the other side. Kellaway leads in the race. Well played, stopped it. Tries to get by Allen. Slick one. Gaspar goes down. Good tackle, Norwich. This is Leach. Clever hand pass, Allen. Allen about 55 out. Prods it to the pocket. Coops. Man on in the square. Parker. Coops gets back to clear the man on the mark. It took too long.
It was sitting there begging, wasn't it?
Great lesson for young players there. You really do need to scoot back sometimes. Parker was 30 metres in the clear when Coops took the mark. Tight angle. Sprays it well wide. Out of bounds on the full, I'd suggest.
From the sound of the Tiger supporters, they're loving that. Stephen Coops had the opportunity to chip it over to Parker. A bit too slow, as Dennis mentioned. Now the free kick will go to Ben Holland, deep in their back pocket for the Tigers. Just under 12 minutes left in the first term. Richmond 1-1. Fremantle yet to score. Good kick from Holland. Outside 50, beautiful grab. Great mark to Leach.
He's found a new lease of life playing across half forward, made his name in defence, but now giving the Dockers something extra.
Excellent pass, phoning Daniel Parker on the burst. Will kick from about 45, 50.
Well, if he's to play full forward for the Dockers, this is a goal he should kick. They really need one to get the side going now. They're starting to work a lot harder across half forward. He's kicked a couple in the last 2 weeks.
He's got 5 on the board so far. 5-2 he's kicked for the season. The Dockers' first scorers are behind.
Just over the last couple of minutes, the Dockers have become a bit more aggressive at the ball and at the opponent across their half-forward line and have given themselves a couple of opportunities to score.
Turner miscues slightly. Harrison still favoured by the kick around the outer side. Short of the wing, kicks up towards half-forward. Richardson given a roving commission in the forward line, finds himself on the wing, pulls it back towards the middle. Loose ball behind, crashing his way through Funky, did nicely. Kellaway throws it on the boot. Was it Prescott? Prescott down towards full forward. Naish upended. O'Reilly came through. The ball held to the Docker. And we'll have a bounce. The first gamer, Heath Black, trying to crash his way through.
Dennis, Jared Neesham and Jeff White have this little dilemma at the moment. Ben Harrison doing the running around the ground as the Richmond ruckman is starting to get too many possessions against White.
He's not holding the ball or holding the man. Play goes on. Prescott missed the ball. McGovern wrenches it away, throws it out of the pack, but we've got a whistle.
So just Jeff White's trying to play a kick behind the game, trying to bottle up, so to speak, Richardson. But then we have Harrison running around who's already had 6 kicks through the midfield.
Good build out of the air. Good Chris Bond taken too high by Dale Kickett. And will take a kick from about 55 metres directly in front. The Tigers already have 1-1 on the board to Fremantle 1 behind. Chris Bond, the 95 best and fairest winner for the Tigers. He chips it in short, looking for the big grab, looking for Richo. Good mark in front by Jericho, not paid. Now it's Nash, tries to dance around. Onto Daffy, left footer, and wide.
2 important players there for the Tigers, both Nash and Daffy. They were the catalyst to a very good season 2 years ago in '95 when they were both up around the 50-goal mark. They need to be the dangerous players for Richmond to take the step again this year.
Well, Nick Daffy averaging 3 goals a game so far this season. As the ball is kicked out wide, looking for O'Reilly, bustling with Richardson. Richardson with the pace, O'Reilly with the skills. He's caught, handballs up now to kick it. Centre wing with a bit of time. Next have a couple of bounces. It's only the 1 bounce. Inboard now to Black. Bit of time to steady on the left boot. Beautiful pass straight down the throat of Clive Waterhouse. Waterhouse directly in front. Should put the first score on the board for the Dockers.
Disappointing there, Terry. One of the Dockers got across and made a fuss of Heath Black there. You would have thought that would have been cause for celebration back in the midfield.
Definitely. Young boy making playing his first game and getting him right amongst it needs the encouragement.
Kick looks pretty good. They're happy.
So the reply has come from the Fremantle Dockers. It's taken quite some time, but their game has improved the longer the quarter has gone. They're now starting to generate just a bit more run off the back. Here's Kickett being involved and flowing through the midfield more readily. And here Whitehouse, with some space in front of him, gets on the end what was a very good left foot kick from Heath Black.
Tigers by a point. The breeze not a factor. Jericho and White again. Jericho wins it down. He's doing pretty well on the ball for the Tigers. This is Kickett. Charged down by Bond, who knocks on intelligently. Great footy around the outer side. Harrison's got it. Now he got it from Naish and he misses. Harrison getting plenty of the ball.
Yeah, well, that was just that nod and a wink. Just then Jericho did the centre bounce and just held that little bit around the centre field, allowing Harrison to be the player on the burst. And the Dockers have really got to be sure about who's actually minding who in this particular situation.
McGovern kicks off. Broadcast side this time. O'Reilly works off his man nicely. Experience there against Bowden. From half-back, chips in short. Waterhouse on his knees, holds the mark. So the Dockers looking better for the moment. Waterhouse midway between the lines.
Waterhouse looked to go in, board. Sold the dummy. Kicks on his left boot up towards 50. Leach in front, excellent hands. In front of Wayne Campbell. Wants to move it on quickly. Parker on the lead now, straight up the middle of the ground. He ignores that. He's got Coops in front, unable to take it with the one hand. Some clever football looking for here, but not clever enough as a floater. He's marked very well by Scott Turner, just inside the goal line. Turner plays on quickly, looking for Broderick, and also Callaway off the ground. Now has a chance for McCallaghan. Ben Allen now caught, good pressure from Richmond. Held without the ball now. Allen can offload to White. Rush left foot kick. Excellent mark from Scotty Turner. One hand in front of Daniel Parker.
Just superior body strength too. Was able to control the ball and control his opponent all in one action. Tremendous mark.
Turner now settling down proceedings. Looking for some movement. Looking for the right option. There's no hurry, Scott Turner. He decides to kick toward broadcast position. Up towards centre wing. Jeff White will take the mark right in front of Matthew Richardson. Frustrated Matthew Richardson. It's White gaining space, opening it up. Finds O'Reilly. Time to steady. Look for options. Goes short, but only finds Ben Holland at centre half back for the Tigers.
Plays on immediately to Gale. Right half back up towards the wing. O'Reilly missed it. Richardson. This will be interesting. Richardson is second bounce running down towards half forward. McGovern, great tackle, got him.
Dropping the ball.
Would have thought so. Bowden. All about prior opportunity, they tell us. Funky hurriedly onto the boot. It bounces down towards full forward. Brilliantly done. It was knocked down there by Jurika. Shot at goal. Narrowly misses. Richardson running on. Throwing the ball onto the left foot.
That was unrewarded work there for Stephen O'Reilly. He did the right thing. I mean, it's a tough chase. He chasing Richardson, but he stuck to his guns. And then the assistance there from the tackler, and the ball had been bounced in the run by Richardson, so definitely holding the ball in the tackle.
Just under 6 minutes left in the first term as Michael Gale marks the kick out beautifully off to Bowden. Now had an opportunity to steady and pull one through, but very disappointing kick. Rubbers it along the ground, not giving his teammates any chance whatsoever up forward. Free kick. Out of bounds on the full. I think bounced off Jurika's foot, and Andrew McGovern will take that corresponding free. McGovern kicks long, looking for White, flicks it on beautifully. Bowden again, head down off to Broderick. Broderick quick under pressure. Gale again on his right boot, chips it inboard, but taken by Harding in the back pocket for the Dockers.
Across the goal face, O'Reilly has it, opposite pocket. Thought he played on. Given the benefit of the doubt there. Here to test the water, if nothing else. He kicks around the outer side, hugging the boundary. Richardson, strong attempt at the mark. Leach came from behind. Campbell is there. Leach, the meat in the sandwich. Can't take a trick at the moment. Never throw it on the outer side. Everyone wants to bump Quentin Leach.
This is incredible. I mean, the boy had a broken jaw last year, and he keeps sticking it out still.
Chesty cuffs.
Over the top, Funky from the kick inside the 50. Broderick towards the pocket with a hand pass, pushed across the line by Gavin Mitchell. Chris Bond, terrific worker for the Tigers. So boundary throw in. White and Jurika. Jurika clean possession this time, pulls it back towards full forward. It bounces, let it kick its head. He tracks it back towards the boundary. It's out of bounds.
The Tigers struggling for goals. They've had most of the play, probably 60 or 70% of the play, but only 1-4 on the board to Fremantle 1-1. The ball is thrown in about 20 metres around from the Tiger goal. Jurika, a fresh air shot, allowing White. Could have steadied on his left boot, but maybe no communication from teammates as the ball beats them all over the boundary line. Dockers coming off a loss against West Coast by 40 points last week, but having good wins over the Bulldogs and also Hawthorn, while the Tigers beating Geelong and Adelaide in the first 2 weeks, coming off a loss to the Bulldogs by 19 points last week. So both teams a lot to prove. Looking for that 3 wins on the board. It's a stump forward by the Tigers. Now McGovern, front position, front of Funky, keeps his feet Funky on 50 as everyone piles on top of the ball. But umpire Della finds a free kick on 50 to Michael Gale, no, to Ross Funky. Maybe for holding or a push. Uncertain on that one. from 50. Looks for the spot just in front of the square, looking for the big high flyers. Joel Bowden. There it is, another one for the Tigers, and he's second. Good work from Bowden off the pack, Terry.
It was. The 2 goals have both been scored by Earth Boyd. And what I like about his particular game at cross half forward, he's not a super quick, but he's prepared to get inside the contest and be where it's quite hard there. He reads this one quite well. Right into the foot at it, bounces his way, and there's enough momentum going through with the tackler on his back to be able to pick up his second goal. Right spot, right time, right player.
Wall's on the phone. Ball falls at the feet of the rucks. Campbell towards half forward. Parker chancing his arm, getting in front, takes the mark, squares the ball. Harding with the run. He's at right half back. Bandy is on down the ground. And Bandy has it forward of centre wing. Daniel Bandy, so athletic. Leach, the short lead. Bandy ignores that, goes for distance. Coops will need the fly. Up he goes, couldn't hang on. Down in front, Delaney, close to the boundary line. Still he goes, feeds it back. This is Hines. Kellaway, terrific defender. Smothers it off the bit. It ricochets across the line. So we're throwing about 75 metres out from the Dockers' attacking goal. And they're down by 9 points. Plenty of bodies there. Hines knocked it in front. Toyer over the ball, going nowhere. And the ball up. And Tawney from the South Australian. Holland dragged off it. Kellaway dives in. And another bounce coming up.
Richmond by 9 points. Just under 3 minutes remaining as Quentin Leach has been given the ball for a free kick, and he finds Daniel Parker on the lead. All happened a bit quick.
Finally assumed something happened in that pack.
Daniel Parker will line up for his first. He's already had 1 shot, 1 behind.
Robert Walls has just made a move. Broderick has come off and Trent Nichols is on.
Parker will kick 45-degree angle, 40 metres out. Leans back, and it's wide. He's second behind. Fremantle 1-2, Richmond 2-4.
They've certainly had the opportunities, the Dockers, in this first quarter. As we look at Broderick there just taking a spell on the bench, they've been able to get forward enough to have some shots at goal. Really now what they want is someone in that forward line who is prepared to stand up and kick what they want, and that's badly needing goals.
Wayne Campbell, the designated kick, and getting the hurry up from Bayadella. Kicks it long, looking for Funky, unable to mark. Now it's Tony Delaney's turn. Goes for a daisy cutter, finding Coops, can steady on his left boot. Has a ping, goes wide across the face of goals. Missed opportunity for the Dockers. As Dennis Committee sits here shaking his head.
A golden opportunity there, 2-on-1. More time than he knew. So boundary throw in. 2-4 to 1-2. Free kick to Holland against Hines. Ben Holland, younger brother of Nick. Hawthorn star, kicks up towards the wing. In front was Richardson manhandled. Loose ball behind. Pushed across the line by Harrison. So boundary throw in right on the wing. Breeze just stirring a little at the moment. Almost across the ground from the outer towards our commentary position. In front Hines. Holland over the top. Gale, a half opportunity. Picked up by Hines. Takes plenty of time, but pulls it back towards centre half forward. Leach is up in front. That's a good grab. Very good. Leach has it about 55 metres out. Bearing in mind the quality of the opposition there. Kellaway. Parker couldn't hang on to that one. He's been paid. Well, he's very fortunate.
Very fortunate, but I think I was just looking for a touch of luck to go through here. They must make the most of this opportunity here now through Daniel Parker. He's had a couple of shots already through the first quarter. I think 2 behinds is his total at this stage.
interesting. We might talk to John Russo about that one. John, is it possible for umpires sometimes to get too close to the action because the umpire was about 5 metres away? He's paid that a mark.
Sorry, Dennis. Yeah, there is no doubt that umpires can get too close to the action. You've got to keep that broad range of vision, and getting too close can obviously make that very, very difficult.
Well, the umpire virtually under the pier disputing the ball there, and they've got a strange look at that one. Anyway, Parker doesn't punish the Tigers. More's the pity for the Dockers, who are squandering some opportunities now. Parker twice and Coops once. Parker's kicked 3 behinds in total. Turner kicks in towards the outer side. All the Dockers left standing, so a chance for them. But Bandy fumbled the ball. Kellaway over the ball. Is going to get a free kick.
Yeah, Jared Neesham has to find a new full forward. The side will be starting to lose confidence in giving the ball to Daniel Parker with 3 consecutive misses.
Got to give him a chance, Terry. I know he's got to kick goals, but he's getting the ball. He's just got to convert a couple. A bit of confidence is needed. Chris Bond, like a raging tiger, pulls his opponent to the ground. Underneath the pack, Trent Nichols played at a few clubs. Another free kick. Umpire Steve McBurney's found another one. This one will go to Shane Parker on centre wing. Just a matter of seconds to go for the first term. Final thrust for the Dockers. We need a mark and goal for them to have a chance. As Gaspar tries to punch it over the line, but clever work. Now another good mark from Parker. 4th time lucky for the Docker.
That was a good mark.
The siren is gone.
And a great piece of play from Leach just to keep the ball alive. You know, it was nothing to lose with throwing the foot at the ball. Did so, and it got enough elevation for Parker to get on the end of it and mark.
Daniel Parker will line up for his first goal. He's already got 3 behinds. Should put this one through. And he does. Straight over the goal umpire's head.
Well, that's very, very good. My patience with him had run thin. I was ready to move, but gets on the end of one right on the siren and picks up a very important goal to Fremantle, both for the scoreboard, both for the confidence of his teammates, and then again for his own personal confidence as he moves into the second quarter.
So, interesting affair. The Tigers up by a point. Quarter time at Optus Oval. It's 2-4 to 2-3. Quarter time, very tight as you can see. Richmond by a point. They lead 2-4 to 2-3. Joel Bowden's put at both their goals, and for the Dockers, singles to Parker, who had plenty of the ball, and Waterhouse. At the MCG, 10 goals in the opening term. The arch rivals Collingwood and Carlton. And the Magpies are up by 10 points. 6-1, 4-3 quarter time at the MCG in front of a very big crowd. Jared Neesham off the ground. Interesting at quarter time. Neil Danaher had a lot to say to the huddle as we go down to John Russo.
Yeah, Dennis, before we get on to what Jared Neesham said to the players, as you called it, the wind has picked up and it's blowing into the commentary position, and it's quite noticeable down here now. And Jared Neesham, again, has confirmed what you fellas have been saying up there. He's really upset about the fact that they haven't been able to convert the opportunities in the forward line. He says the forward line is very stationary and he wants them to provide mobile targets, and that was the main emphasis of the quarter-time break. I really couldn't get to the Richmond huddle. There wasn't time, but certainly Jared Neesham was upset with the forward line for not being able to convert.
Good on you, John. And you did say you'd done your pre-game stretching. Should have got to both. 2-4, 2-3. Here's Norrish. Opportunity at the base of the pack. Gets the hand pass away. O'Reilly down towards half forward. Delaney fell over, or was he pulled down? Play on advantage. Waterhouse, 35 metres out. Goal. How's that for a start?
That's a sensational start. The quarter-time huddle, as you mentioned, Jared, that Neil Danaher spoke to the group collectively, but I would suggest that what Jared Neesham was doing was going around and individually talking to some players, looking to get that little bit extra out of them, because they are quite an inexperienced side. There's 8 players out there having played less than 20 games, and so this sort of a start, Waterhouse is one player across half forward who is very, very important. The umpire did exactly the right thing. The interference was there, but allowed them to go on.
Ball back to the centre. First goal in the opening 10 seconds for the Dockers, just exactly the way Jared Neesham would want them to start, as Mitchell tries to burst through the pack, unable to get his kick. Broderick does. Kicks long inside 50, or just outside 50. Unable to mark is McGovern. Gets the handball away. Norrish now onto Parker. Good work from Parker. He's had a good first term. Now it's Gale, who's been quiet on his nemesis, Michael Gale, for the Tigers. There's Jerica. Big mark. And a free kick against for shepherding or pushing in that contest, as the Tiger supporters voice their disapproval. Waterhouse kicks it inside 50 now. Kellaway can mop up, looking for options. Looks to handball, decides to kick. No advantage for teammates. Callahan to Allen. Broderick off the ground. Norrish head down. Tough start. They all pile on top of each other. Umpire McBurney says, give it to me, we'll bounce it.
Undoubtedly, there's a real edge about the Dockers now, the way they've come out. They've been buoyed by the Waterhouse goal, and there is a great degree of aggression in at the ball and at the opponent right at the moment.
There's the bounce inside the centre square then. Again, almost a draw. It fell at their feet. Bond tried to crash through. Norrish dragged down. Was it held to him? Ball is still live in there. Toe poked forward by Bond. Crowd unhappy. White's got it. A non-decision from the umpies. They let them play. Gale chips it down towards half forward. Hines favoured by the bounces second time. Allen missed it. Well, almost. He moved it about 5 metres. Here's the champ across half forward. Chips it. Parker low down. Missed it. Socket off the ground by Turner. Campbell, Kellaway under pressure, goes back looking for Turner and or Campbell. It's picked up by Campbell, across half-back, throws it on the boot towards the wing. Callaghan from behind, couldn't hang on. Gaspar backs out of the pack, taken higher, would have thought, by Callaghan. And it's going to be a free kick. Now, the umpire's indicated the wrong way initially. That's better. Gives it to Gaspar.
Good call, Dennis. Darren Gaspar decides to kick long. No other option available. Looking for Richardson, 2-on-1, allowing McGovern shoot back. Loses his footing. Mitchell is caught. Has a chance now for Richo. Outside 50, throws it on the boot. Wobbly stuff. Daffy, open goal. Tigers. Lucky sort of stuff, but then if the ball's not down there, you don't have a chance, Wills.
Yeah, I mean, really the Dockers had an opportunity to clean up there. McGovern, clean possession across half-back and makes this slip here in the conditions. They working there, weren't able then to get it away with the assistance of Mitchell being there, and the Tigers get the opportunity, and all you've got to give Nick Daffy is half an opportunity, and he'll make you pay as he did on that occasion.
As it was at quarter time, then Richmond in front by a point. Jarika and White. Jarika under it slightly. White, as a result, wins it. Down went Mitchell. It spills wide. Gale's got the run of it. Still he goes. Well played by his namesake to knock it down. Still Gale on his knees. Feeds it out wide. Waterhouse dives in. Daffy on top of him. And the free kick is going the Dockers' way. Waterhouse. Third free kick in the term. Daffy pleads his case. Nothing doing. Waterhouse wants to go. On the wing, probing kick inside the 50. Parker the target. Turner was there, waiting behind. A chance for Mitchell. Left it behind. Sock it off the ground out towards the boundary by Holland. And that will do. So a throw in. About 75 metres from the attacking goal for the Fremantle Dockers. And a bit more life in this term. Hines and Holland. Haven't seen Holland and White yet. They've got a bit of a history, of course, if we go back to the Lightning Premiership last season. White finished up with a broken jaw. There's Bond towards the boundary. Norrish behind the play. Some heavy body work. White's got it. But crossed the line, so it will be thrown in. Jason Norrish, number 25. As I mentioned earlier, very good season. 19 hand passes last week in a losing cause against the Eagles.
For a total of 40 for the season too, Dennis. An excellent start by Jason Norrish. Now it's Leach who's taken some great marks in the first term for the Dockers. Over to Allen. Surprised a lot of critics. He's played very well so far this season as well. Mitchell hasn't done a lot, and what he did just then was very disappointing. Straight into Campbell, who offloads to Broderick. Now the Tigers start to roar. Broderick trying to draw his man, does it well. Underground hand pass to Harrison, slips over. Well recovered by Dale Kickett. And another free kick. Umpire Della decides too high. Centre wing. Tigers by a solitary behind. Harrison had 7 kicks in the first term. Inboard to Campbell. Has someone else. That's another teammate is Holland. Eyes off it. Was away before he had it. Now has time to steady. Throws it into centre half forward through the hands of Richardson. Onto the boot of Naish.
Oh, that is smart.
The crowd speaks for itself. Excellent goal.
That is very, very smart. Just a little sidestep inside the contest from Chris Naish, and then just using the right foot just to curl it back around. Lucky to get away with it there, the Tigers, through Holland's dropped the mark, but it comes on down here. And just watch this here. Confronted, just steps around, just ever so sweetly, just to the left, gives himself the space he needs, and Naish picks up his first.
Margin 7 points then. Jarika and White. White decisively. Mitchell makes something out of nothing. Boots to half forward. Delaney in midair. Couldn't control it. Campbell, 10 possessions to date. Dragged off it. Delaney, like a pinball machine in there. It's bouncing around. This is Broderick across half back. Swings it out wide. Not a bad effort. Will it sit on the wing? Yes, it does. Taken by Harrison. Feeds it back inside. Now Bond is outnumbered. Norrish did very well. Rode him off the ball. Cleared a path for Kickett. Back to the middle and White. White goes to Allen. Leach is on for the short one. Can turn around, run inside the 50 and kick a goal. Well, he's not greedy. He gets it across to Coops, and Coops is only about 35 metres out. Needs a finish now.
Need one also for his personal confidence, doesn't he, Dennis? Missed a couple of shots early in the first quarter.
His uncle, one of the great ones in Western Australia, Bill Dempsey, played for about 50 years. Coops gets the goal.
Good lead up then from the Dockers, the way they rode it out of the half-back line.
Yeah, I think there really is a distinct change in the Dockers. From the first 10 minutes of the game, they were a little bit second to the ball. They were lackadaisical about what they've done. Since then, they've really taken on their tasks, their one-on-one tasks, and their forward line is now functioning so much more efficiently. I think Quinton Leach has continued on good form from the first quarter, and he was just a smart thinker there. He could have gone on for goal from some 45 metres out himself, but had the peace of mind to be able to see young Coops there and the confidence enough to give it to the boy, and he didn't let him down.
Stephen Coops' goal, bringing it back to the quarter-time margin, one behind. Big Jerica gets the thump, taken out of the air by Broderick. Tigers, good player, straight into 50, off to Allen. Delaney it is, they look alike, straight to Norris. Good short chip. Jeff White on his own in the centre of the ground. White getting himself into the game, taking some marks, getting a lot of touches. Not many options, the Richmond defence crowding it for them. It elects to go wide. O'Reilly spent a lot of time at fullback. Preston Ferris for the Dockers last year, finds Harding. Not getting a lot of distance, the Dockers, but they've still got possession as Harding looking for the lead, unable to find anyone. Coops unable to grab it. Gaspar, good desperation from Gaspar underneath the pack, and gets rewarded for his desperation. In the back, free kick to Darren Gaspar. Kicks it short to Campbell. So lots of the ball, as Dennis mentioned, 10 kicks, now number 11. Campbell unable to find Richardson, shoved out by Parker. Good recovery work from Clement. Now Parker with a bit of time going towards centre wing. Finding Gale. Plays on quickly. A bit unlucky for Mitchell, but didn't really attack it, allowing Michael Gale back to Broderick on right foot. Going wide, going nowhere, the Tigers, going wide and out of bounds.
Yeah, the attack at the ball, that was so much wanted there, wasn't it, across the half forward. The Dockers have got the edge just at the moment. They need to be able to keep this advantage. I like the move of Bandy now in the forward line, so both tools, both Bandy and White are on the ground, and that is what's going to aid them to stretch the Richmond defence.
Tossed in on the outer side. Campbell falling to the ground, keeps it going. Gale, little chip pass. There's Holland. Defensive side of the wing, fisted away by Clement, not once but twice, and gets it across the line. There's a golden opportunity going begging just moments ago. And Gavin Mitchell didn't know whether to go forward or back, and as a result made it difficult for himself. Very awkward. Like me learning to dance. Point the difference. 12.5 minutes to half time. White gets in front, thumps it down. Gale, tackled by Gale. Campbell throws it on the boot. Down towards half forward. Richardson has been well held. Maybe again there. Advantage is played. Daffy towards the pocket. Harding has got the height on Naish, and as a result making it difficult for him when the ball comes in. Harding at the bottom, and we'll have a ball up. Greg Harding, quality defender, generally uses the ball very well. Men in charge today. Here's the bounce. No one touched it initially. Naish, well done, releases Daffy. Still Daffy over the ball. Well played by Callaghan. Not a bounce. Thrilling affair at the present time. Young Chafee comes on for his first taste of AFL football. There he is. Spent 1996 in the USA on a baseball scholarship. McGovern. Clement. Boots it towards half back. Well played there by Gale. Full-chested at the ball. Allen couldn't control it. Backing out. Stutter stepping. And kicking to the middle was Campbell. O'Reilly reaches over the top. Timely fist. McGovern with dash. Now Norris across half back. Nobody to kick to. Thought about the hand pass. He's gone a long way. Got the benefit of the doubt there. The kick was affected by Callaway's hand. Strong tackle applied by Gaspar on Coops. Slung down is Kellaway. Coming through there is Chafee. It comes back to Norrish on the ground. Delaney couldn't control it. Chafee's got it. Kicks in towards half forward Clement. Well played by the forward as a defender that time. Funky. He knocked it away. This is Harding. Well shepherded by Mitchell. Back towards half forward Gaspar.
Excellent work from Gaspar coming out from the back pocket over Coops. Kicks long. Looking for Richardson. Finds him and paid for too high. Not the mark, but a free kick for the big Tiger. He's got an open forward line. Looks to move it quickly. Jurika on the burst. But Chris Naish, sun in his eyes. Play on. Ben Allen. Indirect handball now. Dale kick it through the centre of the ground. Has a look, but decides to throw it on the boot. Goes with the big torpedo. It wobbles. Big punch from Gaspar. Good defence from the Tigers. Kellaway now on the burst. Again, under pressure. Throws it on the boot. It wobbles forward, looking for Chris Naish. Mark is not paid hard and keeps his feet. Out of defence, the Dockers. Big Bandy. Unlucky bounce. Straight to Ben Holland. Ben Holland can steady now. Finding Daffy. Centre wing. Throws it forward for Joel Bowden. Inside 50, close to the boundary line. Already kicked 2 goals. First 2 in the game. Deliberate shot for Bowden. Eyes over the ball. Recruited from Alice Springs. Kick looks pretty good. Woodwork hit the post.
Been a very good performance by Bowden so far during this game. I mean, 2 goals, 1, and now it's 2 goals, 1 plus a poster. He's been right in amongst it.
Allen off the ground. Toyer is on. Parker's got the ball at right half back. 2 points the difference. Tigers in front. Shane Parker from half back. Centering kick. O'Reilly has to wait. Triangulation of fire got him. Holland. Riley shouts at the umpire. Meantime, Holland kicks in towards Jurika, who appear to be pushed in the back. McGovern likewise. Kick it. The hand pass comes out. O'Reilly, who stops shouting. He gives it to Toyer, to Clement. He's at centre half back. Goes at right angles. Now he scrambles the kick up towards the wing. Leach is outnumbered. Kellaway's over the ball. Slung. Not before he got it to Broderick. Hand pass comes to Harrison. Harrison to half forward. Jurika. Good grab. Looked like Stewie Lowe as he approached that ball, wearing the same number as well. Took it low down. Short one is on. Campbell. So busy so far. 15th possession coming up here. Campbell goes short. Pinpoint accuracy finds Richardson.
It just looked as though there wasn't a Docker defender who was prepared to pay the price and stand in that hole in front of Richardson. You know, if you're going to throw a look around, he's the one bloke you want to be able to cut off on the lead.
Broderick off and Trent Nichols on. As Richardson lines up from, might as well be directly in front from about 45 metres.
I suppose this is the most chancy element in his game. Not always reliable with the kick, but sometimes deadly accurate. It's called hedging your bets. There goes Richardson. And he snuck it through.
Tigers 5th. Just can't break away from the Dockers. They're still only about 8 points.
Yeah, no, Richmond haven't been really as fluid in the forward line as they would have liked. And even this kick here, as we watch it from this great camera angle, doesn't ooze confidence. It could have gone either way quite readily. But the goal is there for the taking. Richmond picks up his first.
Richardson's first goal for the game is his 15th for the season. Is a big punch from Jeff White. Gives the Dockers some momentum. That's only reversed when Prescott kicked a kick straight back to O'Reilly, who has plenty of time now to size it up on the left boot. And a beautiful pass to the leading Daniel Bandy out of the goal square.
Yeah, the placement of Bandy in the forward line has forced Robert Walls to realign his defence, and Bandy is going to be a very hard one to match up because, as that example showed, he's quite apt at leading and quite agile, and yet his height will always be an advantage in a contest.
Kicks from 50 metres, doesn't make the distance, and over the top of hands for a... Is it a Bandy behind or a rush behind, Dennis?
I'd give it to Bandy.
Okay. Jared Neesham looking concerned. as all coaches do. Terry?
It's compulsory to have the frown fly.
Bandy behind it. Sounds like it should be on a dollar bill. Up at right half back. There's Chafee. Kicks in towards the middle. Bowden swings it out wide. Harrison. Here's a great opportunity for the Tigers. Harrison, little chip towards the 50. Nace did well. Overcommitted Harding. Nace runs back at an open goal. He shouldn't miss. Low trajectory kick. He's been flattened. It'll come back, I think. Down. He paid down the ground. So after he kicked the ball, it was hit around the head. And the Dockers have to give it up in the square. The kick was a poor one. The contact, I'm sure, didn't affect the kick. And now Nichols will take a kick at goal directly in front. Brett Nichols. Back with Richmond. Point blank range, puts it through.
The Tigers now starting to get a bit of a break. 13 points. So it's probably the biggest margin so far for the game, as we see Nash running into an open goal, slipped away from Harding, and then felled. Ooh, high tackle from Gavin Mitchell, I think it might have been, Terry.
Pretty crude, wasn't it?
Yeah, just at this point in time, the Dockers certainly didn't need an undisciplined attack on the player as that one was.
It's now history. Nichols has the goal. The ball's back in the centre of the ground. It's the Tigers by 13 points. And it's just under 6.5 minutes left to go in this first half as the ball's taken out of the centre by Kellaway. Harding is held and will get the free kick in front of Chris Nash. Plays on quickly, putting Parker under pressure. Well chased down by Matthew Richardson. Close to the boundary. Excellent pass. Handball by Funky. Great hands to Campbell. Richardson is butted back, but excellent spoil by Andrew McGovern across Daffy it was, by Andrew McGovern for a throw-in. About 40 metres around from the Richmond goal. Richmond just getting the momentum. Kicked a couple of quick ones. Jerica and White. The big leap from White, who lands on his head. Uncomfortable stuff. Jerica butters up with a handball and also a big punch. Nichols trying to bring Daffy into the game. If he's clever enough, beautifully smothered by O'Reilly. Now it's Richardson looking to create space to Funky on his right boot. Clever work from the Tigers, finding Gale. Good strong mark in front of his namesake. Oh, Jeff White doesn't look too good. Landed on his neck, blood on his mouth and his teeth. Bowden on the lead. Ducks the head, can't take the mark. O'Reilly mops up. Gives it now to Gale, close to the boundary line on his left foot. Looks for Waterhouse over his head. Another race for the ball, well tackled by Funky. Kellaway, Dow defender for the Tigers, has time to steady. Finds Chaffee. Chaffee on his left boot, swings around, one goes inboard, creating space, looking for Jerica. The big man can't hold the ball. McGovern mops up well. The Dockers under pressure. Parker now to Harding off half back.
Harding up towards the middle and Bandy. White coming off the ground. That was really a spill. He got up so high. Bandy kicks into the oncoming player, Jamie Tate. Tate's away. Crowd favourite goes in short. Here's Nichols. 60 metres out. Hines getting ready to come back on. Nichols, meantime, has the ball. Goes in very short to Bond. There's a big gap. Out from goal, about 30 metres or so. Plenty of space to lead into. There's Jeff White. That really was a tumble. He was up a long, long way. Meantime, Bond sends this one a long way, right on the goal line. Touched across. So behind.
Yeah, I mean, this is quite an incredible leap this here. Jerica just moves forward just at the critical stage. Up he goes and then loses all the balance underneath him and down, and a heavy fall onto the left shoulder, left rib cage, and probably a jar around the jaw there for some.
And Terry, that was virtually a vertical leap. He's gone straight up.
It shows talent. A high price to pay to show it to us just at the moment, but a very talented player.
There's Leach, pulls it back towards the middle. Callahan, juggled attempt, no mark. Prescott throws it on the boot, back towards the wing. The Tigers playing with more intensity. Off the ball, it's going to be a free kick, and it will go to kick it against Daffy.
Holding against Nick Daffy. Dale Kickett second in the best and fairest last year behind Stephen O'Reilly, finding Quentin Leach on the wing. A good game. Leach takes some great marks in the first term, some strong stuff in front. One grabs, another excellent mark to Waterhouse. Dockers need a goal desperately. They're on 4-4, trailing Richmond 6-6. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this first half. Waterhouse, long kick. It's all Tigers. Across the front of the pack is Callaway. He's off. He's got Campbell. He's got leather poisoning today, Campbell. He's had lots of touches. That's his 17th possession. Back to Callaway. Off the side of the boot, looking for Chafee. Straight in the arms of Norrish on centre wing for the Dockers. Jason Norrish needs some movement up forward, as John Russo mentioned. Wants more options up forward. There haven't been many. Elects to kick long. When in doubt, kick long. In front of the pack was Holland. Can't mark. Coop in the middle of them. Clever to Leach. Dances around Holland. Leach caught. Good pressure from the Tigers. Holland under the pack. Gasper there as well. And Johnny, you got some information on Jeff White?
Yes, I have. The doctor's examining Jeff White. He's complaining about breathing. He's having real difficulty getting any deep breaths into his lungs, and he's bleeding a little bit from the mouth. And the doctor was actually looking down his throat to see what the problem was, and they're still actually looking at him now. So not sure what it is, but he's having difficulty breathing and bleeding from the mouth.
Let's hope that he's okay, because he sort of landed on his neck or on his shoulder, and he had blood coming from his mouth, so untidy stuff.
Amazing leap, just amazing. Hines battles there. Over the top it was Kellaway. Delaney hard against the line, pulls it back. It drifts out of bounds. Not on the full. Tony Delaney. Spent some time with Essendon. Dogged by injury since becoming a Docker. Holland and Hines. Holland propping in front. Hines arriving late. It falls behind. Leach diving in there is Campbell. Brilliantly played. Kellaway smothered off the boot. A real scramble, as you can see. Neither side making any concessions.
Now, the Richmond defence really have tightened their game up in the latter part of this second quarter, Dennis. The Dockers had some freedom early, and they may have been creating that freedom with hard leading. But they've dropped off that now, and the Richmond defence really has them under control.
Hines and Holland. Holland decisively behind. Mitchell couldn't control it. Coming through is Toya. Well played to Coots. Back to Toya. He lost it initially. He's right on the 50. Wayward kick out of bounds on the full.
Certainly a reflection of the way the Dockers have been playing in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Richmond have had the ascendancy, leading 6-6 to 4-4. Lack of communication up forward. Maybe should have given him time to steady, put it on the boot correctly, and give the Docker forwards every option. Bandy through his hands to Norrish, close to the line. Another well smothered by Jamie Tate, popular Tiger, number 5. As we see Mark Chaffee in his first game today. From Caulfield Grammar, 19-year-old. Hines and Holland. Hines spent a bit of time on the bench in the first term. Punch from Norrish, trying to move it on, keep the ball moving. Still alive, Campbell. Wrapped up by Hines, and umpire Howlett will bounce it. 60 metres out from the Docker goal, right half forward. As Jeff White is up and about. Running, jogging very gingerly. Dockers move it on another 10 metres. Now it's a chance from Mitchell, who's brought down by Prescott. Some good shepherding, allowing Gaspar dodging and weaving through the pack. Callaway underneath the pack as usual. Hines taken to the ground. Coops tackled by Bond. Good pressure from the Tigers. Bond butters up. Waterhouse close to the boundary. Something miraculous from Clive Waterhouse is required. Out of bounds on the full. Dockers struggling to score. Still 14 points behind, and just under a minute remaining in this first half.
19th possession coming up for Wayne Campbell. Out of the back pocket towards the wing. Big leap by Bandy from behind. Coming through Delaney. Norrish. Toya taken high. Toya will get the kick about 60 metres out. Good at 3 goals when the Dockers easily accounted for Richmond in round 9 last season. Kicks it in. Parker is up and takes a good grab. Seeing plenty of the ball. Missed some opportunities early in the first quarter, but is providing a target. very important kick, this one. From memory, got his goal after the siren at quarter time. And here we are about 9 seconds, 8, 7, counting down to half time. He's a late in the quarter specialist, although this time he misses to the right-hand side. Costly miss.
Perhaps he needed the siren to have gone, Dennis.
Perhaps, Terry.
Yeah. Just seemingly needs something to have a real edge about his kicking. He's now starting to just float in as he kicks. He's not running in with real assurity on the kick.
Well, this definitely will be the last play as the siren goes, as Wayne Campbell gets the kick out. Wayne Campbell, probably one of the best on the ground for the Tigers. He's had a lot of the ball, some 18 or 19 possessions. And Terry, the Tigers showed a bit of a ascendancy most of the quarter, and the Dockers obviously wasting a lot of opportunities with a couple of out of bounds on the full there.
Well, a 4-goal-to-2 quarter really does give it to the Tigers. Clive Waterhouse gave the Dockers the start they wanted with the opening goal of this quarter, and really there came a change over the Dockers then. They really did seem to have a real spring in their step and aggression at the ball and aggression at the opponent. But as the quarter went on, a few things just didn't quite go their way. They missed some opportunities they should have converted to goals. The Richmond defence started to get on top across the half-back line and gave the Tigers the opportunities they wanted to. It just seems to me at the moment that Richmond have methodically gone about their work in this second quarter and snuffed out, so to speak, the push of the Fremantle side.
Well, at half-time here at Optus Oval, it's Richmond by 14 points, 6-6-42 to Fremantle 4-5-29. 13 points the difference.
Good afternoon again, all Tiger fans. There's plenty happening around the club at the moment. Page 32 of football record is all the club news. The first up, the Tigers are gearing themselves for the first of 5 interstate games this season, starting with Port Adelaide on May the 4th. Bookings are being taken for the trip to Adelaide. Before the match, there will be a luncheon from 11:30 at the Lake Resort Hotel opposite Football Park. It only costs $55 and has a 3-course meal and entry in a reserved seat. So that should be a sensational day. Bring Barbara orders on 94295333. And also coming up, obviously on May the 4th, will be the Richmond versus Port Adelaide game. You can't make it over Adelaide. What about playing along with the Sweats Richmond Social Club? On the big screen, there's going to be Spit Road, beer, wine and soft drink. It's going to be $50 a head or $90 a double. Give the Dean Gibbet a call on 94295333. And also, you come along next Friday, Anzac Day, watch the team train in preparation for the match against North Melbourne. And join young supporters.
Half-time and the Tigers lead by 13 points after they led by a point at quarter time. Joel Bowden has put 2 goals for Richmond, and for Fremantle, Clive Waterhouse has got 2. And Terry, I suppose it's fair to say that the Tigers have been successful in closing this game up, playing it at close quarters.
Well, they have, Dennis. Yeah, an even first quarter, both sides picking up 2 goals. Joel Bowden being the instigator of the goal scoring for Richmond there, and he has proven to be a very good half-forward flanker, being right in amongst the contest on all occasions and giving them something there to make the most of. So his was a very good start. But just to be able to pick up 2 goals apiece by both sides in conditions that are quite ideal really was going to show that this was going to be a little bit of a struggle. And Fremantle have made a bit of a push at it during the latter part of the first quarter and early in the second.
Because they are sides that can kick goals, aren't they? We've seen that this season.
We have, and the way in which they generally get their goals, and the Dockers in particular, is through very good run off the half-back line and through the midfield. And that's just the one piece of play that they've shown in a few spurts here today, but haven't been able to get going regularly enough at all. Without doubt, the Richmond defence are now starting to take control across the half-back line.
Darren Gaspar, underrated player, is doing very well.
Very good, isn't he? You know, what he's been able to do is to ensure that he's inside the contest in the air. He's always there to jump or to spoil. This was probably the best piece of play here for the Dockers. It was the first goal of the second quarter within a matter of seconds, and it really did give them a bit of a lift, and they had an opportunity. This was a critical slip here. McGovern, a clear possession across half-back, slips, loses it, and the ball eventually ends up with Daffy being able to pick up a goal, and that was the sort of play that once the Dockers start to get a bit of a sniff of something, the Tigers come along and just snuff it out.
Ben Holland getting a kick there. We spoke about the lack of height as far as Richmond are concerned, but really they've overcome that so far. Bandy and White, not an influence?
No, there's been 2 things that have occurred. Bandy, White and Hines haven't had an influence, which I thought they should have with the quality players there. And then the medium players of Harrison and Holland have been very, very good for the Tigers.
So goals at a premium, as you can see. Joel Bowden with 2 and singles to Daffy, Nash, Richardson and Nichols. Waterhouse has got 2 as far as the Dockers are concerned. Parker, well, he's had plenty of shots, and Coops, taking a look at the game by the numbers, a few more possessions to the Tigers, 99 to 88 in terms of kicks. Hand passes, they're up by 2. Fremantle up by 5 in marks. We're at the centre breaks, pretty even there as well. Inside the 50, well, Fremantle did a lot early, and then the Tigers came back. The defence, as we said, clogging it up, so the ball around the 50 a lot for Fremantle, but at the present time, they're down by 13 points. We'll be back with more second half activities right after this. Just 10 goals to half-time, and the Tigers lead it by 13 points. Big game of the MCG this afternoon. It's Collingwood against Carlton. Now, the Blues have won the last 5 meetings between these two clubs. Here's some of the action.
Away goes Buckley. Rocker! Distance won't be a problem for him. About 48 metres out. As indeed it's not. Terrific kick, Sam. Magpies third.
Punched away by Krasiska. Allen went in hard after it. Here's Koutafidis, who's having a great game. He's caught. Gets his boot to it and brings it into the pocket where Murphy has marked. He's off. Murphy runs inside 50. Oh, that is magnificent football. What a goal.
Hog out wide. Past Murphy. Whitnell. Krista Giacomo right on his hammer. Will he go off the ground? Brown's there. Whitnell not too much assistance. Murphy again. Same spot. Same result. Yes, sirree!
I thought he might have gone with a handball to Ratton then. Now he's looking for a lead. Ratton showed a lot of courage. He can give off a hand pass. Racing into goal is Matthew Hogg. They won't catch him. In he goes and puts it through for a goal to the Blues.
Wearing Mark McClure's old number. Peter Dean, 2 hands on it. And Big Mitts couldn't quite drag it in. Around Shawball. Well done, Deanie. Onto his right. Oh, terrible pass for Sticks. It's a goal.
So half-time of the MCG, and the Magpies lead 57-44. Sav Rocker has booted 3 goals. 9-3 to 6-8. Collingwood up in the big game. And just a reminder, Monday night is the night for Talking Footy. Check your local guides. Our special guest this week is Kevin Sheedy, the Bombers coach, the man who defies time. Half-time at Optus Oval, and the Tigers are up by 13 points. We'll be back with the second half right after this break.
Thanks, mate.
Can you hear me, Johnny? Johnny Russo?
Yes, I can.
Mate, anything you want to talk about the umps? You know, like if I come back, anything that's caught your fancy? now that you're free of the shackles?
Well, the only thing I thought was fantastic was the way you picked that free kick and confirmed that he'd put his hand up the wrong way. You should take up a whistle, Dennis.
Hey, oh, well, I'm just dying to criticise him any chance I get, John. I'm
No,
sweating on him. Nothing though you want to discuss, mate?
Not umpiring wise, no.
Okay.
No, I just don't. There's really not much in it, really, is there?
No, oh no.
Nothing that you'd write home about.
It's a nothing game, John.
How many free kicks are there? Where do we get free kicks?
Pardon?
Where do we get free kicks?
You just
What?
press.
Was his father a parking officer? What sort of
4.
question's that? Wayne?
No, you press 2.
No comment.
2, mate.
Hey,
Sorry.
Doris. True.
So that's the situation. The Dockers with a bit of work to do. 6-6 plays 4-5 at the long break here at Optus Oval. Saturday in round 4. The Tigers are back. The umpires are out as we go down to John Russer.
Yeah, Dennis, look, it's still fantastic down here. The wind has actually dropped a little bit, but still heading in towards the cameras a little. Jared Neesham just emphasised that the game isn't beyond their reach. He believes they've had a lot of the ball, but they just haven't made a lot of their opportunities. And he's not laying blame for that on the forward line either. He really thinks that the half-back line and the centre line midfielders just haven't brought the ball in with the same sort of purpose and speed that he would normally expect from them. And he just emphasised that he wants them to keep their mind on the job, have faith in their own ability, and he really thinks they can pull this one off. As far as Richmond goes, well, Robert Walls was very happy. He really believes that they're getting the drive that they need. He thought that they might be a little bit undermanned in big man strength, but he's very happy with Ben Holland and Stephen Jurika in coping with what everybody would have expected would be Fremantle's domination of the game in terms of big men.
Yeah, we spoke about that at half-time. They have done very well there. Better than break even for them. Very much a holding operation as far as the Tigers are concerned, and I guess the Dockers too, to try and get some players back. These are the sort of games when you're depleted, if you can win them, it gets you an extra week. The Dockers missing quite a few as a result of the Western Derby. Went into that game with a full list, came out the other end with about 5 gone. And of course Richmond, an unbelievable run. They've lost about 16 players throughout the club. They played with a very depleted reserve side earlier today. Matthew Richardson has been well held so far. We said coming in just 5 goals in 2 games against the Dockers. Of course, he missed their second clash back in '95 when he was recovering from that serious knee reconstruction. So full credit to the Dockers defence.
But also, Dennis, he's averaging 12 marks a match and he's only taken 3, especially on a day like today. You'd probably expect that he would take more. So
it's quite often the way some players against particular clubs for whatever reason.
But Parker's had a good game, actually. Yeah. Parker and O'Reilly, these blokes across half-back line.
Well, Parker's getting some big scalps around the league, really. He gets the tough one just about every week.
And with him doing his job, what they're really looking for now, the Dockers, is for the flanker type players, the wingers, half-back, the ruck rovers, to be able to get back there and generate run from that half-back line. You know, if you're to give a tick on what the Dockers are renowned for, it's their ability to be able to run and create something seemingly out of nothing just by taking those extra risks when they have the possession of the ball, and they just seem to be a little bit hesitant in that area today.
Well, Jeff White nowhere to be seen at the moment. Hopefully he's okay. Like falling off the roof, that one. He really crashed to the ground. Started the second half. Tigers by 13 points. The Dockers can ill afford to concede the first goal here. Bandy goes up, wins it down. Delaney out of the middle, nicely done. Kicks inside the 50. Parker comes at the ball, unkind bounce. Hines went down. Oh, Toya is going to get a free kick taken high. So Luke Toya, the crowd hasn't quite worked out the decision yet. They won't be happy. Toya, watch it again. Not much doubting that.
Crude tackle.
Oh. Yeah, and umpire Howlett, I mean, the most experienced umpire out there, right in the right position, and that's why we have the 3 umpires there, just so those critical decisions at either end of the ground are done with some good coverage, and Howlett right in the right spot to pick it.
Luke Toya, from Kalgoorlie, same hometown as Dean Kemp, from 35 metres out, threads the needle perfectly.
Well, the Dockers have started this third term similar circumstances in the second quarter, a goal in the first 10 or 15 seconds, and an excellent start. But look, I think it's very undisciplined of Turner here. Very high, crude, straight in front of goal, Terry.
There's no doubt about that whatsoever. So, you know, both coaches now look at the one situation. Neesham very pleased to have got the goal out of it, out of what was probably not a good push forward, and Wall's very disappointed with his defence.
Well, that Luke Toyer goal reduces the margin to 7 points. Jurika in the ruck, gets the tap down, but goes nowhere, gets on his feet and gets a kick away. Gathers about 25 metres. Now it's Dale Kickett, putting Delaney into the play. Rush kick over the head of Leach and also Callaway. Bandy with speed. Callaway off the ground. Safety first for the Tigers. Over the line and out of bounds.
And isn't he a no-risk player, Duncan Callaway? He just doesn't mess around with the footy when it's back there. He's been a very good player over a number of years now. Hamstring last year held him back just for a couple of games, but he's hard and he rarely misses.
Ben Harrison in the ruck against Bandy. Interesting ploy by Walls. He's got Jurika in the centre bounces, and then Holland and Harrison to take the ball around the ground as Chafee gets the ball away, kicks a good 55 metres inside the Tigers forward line. The Richardson speed, unable to take the ball. Bowden close to the boundary, bustled over by Clement. Good work from the Fremantle Docker defender.
Yeah, it was speed from Richardson too. Just a couple of big long strides and he gobbled the field up. And just with an ounce of luck, his left hand could have flicked the ball on out into his path and run on into goal.
To throw in, it's in the Tigers forward line, about 35 metres around from their goal. Left half forward. Bandy, Jurika. He's moved down to the forward line to take this. Unable to hook it in, throws it on the boot. Kick is wide. And out of bounds on the full. Good effort by Stephen Jurika.
It was. Just when you're going to take those ones out of the ruck work there, you've got to know you've got a little bit of space out the back so you can step back inside and open the goal front up rather than going towards the boundary line and just narrowing their target right down.
Bit of experience as Stephen O'Reilly looks to kick long outside 50. Wide, beautiful mark from Ben Harrison in the pack. Could have raffled it with Mark Chafee, but Harrison had an excellent game. 10 kicks, that was his 4th mark. Plays on quickly, goes wide. Wrong option, looking for Richardson, out of bounds on the full. Who do you blame there? Do you blame Harrison for kicking it to him or Richardson for leading wide?
No,
You've got to keep it in
the boy of the ball controls the game. Russ and Harrison made the wrong choice.
Callaghan to Bandy. Between the lines, half back and centre, down towards half forward. Loose ball behind. Kellaway hurriedly onto the boot. Back towards half forward. Bandy goes back with the added responsibility with White off the ground to Harding. On the burst, in short, Toyer. Goal in this term, Luke Toyer. Down towards half forward. Waterhouse. Good grab. Clive Waterhouse, a couple of goals off his step, pops it down towards the 50. Delaney is there, upended, spills wide. Kellaway to Broderick. Boots it wide, it runs close to the boundary line and goes across in front of Ryan.
Waterhouse is showing something here today. Just a couple of glimpses of the real talents that he's got and that he did display with Port Adelaide in the SANFL, and what tempted the Dockers to take him as their #1 choice a couple of years ago.
Overall #1. Bandy in front. Harrison directs it down. Chafee wrestled to the ground. Campbell, so good for so long in this game, really made no attempt. And a bounce down towards right half forward. Bandy and Harrison. Bandy decisively thumped it about 10 metres. Down goes Toyer, I think.
Oh.
In fact, it's black at the base of all of that.
Nice little short arm jab.
I don't know. Ashley Prescott head flinked right back, didn't it?
Oscar De La Hoya Callaghan.
Looks a bit that way too with the goatee.
Bounce down from Steve McBurney. No clear winner. Harrison able to keep his feet, get a short kick, but smothered. It goes nowhere. Wayne Campbell under the pack again. Campbell, we mentioned, he's had plenty of the ball. He's had 19 possessions. Had that up to half time. Bandy over the top. Broderick wrapped up by Allen. Ball is going nowhere. Leach keeps it alive. Now Delaney has a chance onto the left boot, chips into the forward line. He's got Toya in front of Bond. Good work from Toya, unable to keep it moving, bottles it up. Good work from both Fremantle to keep it in the forward line and also from the Tiger defence to stop a score. Ben Holland is there as well. Umpire Della. David Howlett, apologies. Ball again goes nowhere as David Hines sits on the back of Holland. Luke Toya again on the bottom of the pack.
Hines hasn't been the dominant player that I thought he should have been here today. The man with his size and his experience, admittedly he does suffer from back injuries, but with the Tigers, the tall man being very much depleted, I thought he would have been a more prominent player.
Campbell gets it away to Holland. Rush kick, throws it on his boot very quickly and pays the penalty. Out of bounds on the full and a free kick to Daniel Bandy. 15.5 minutes to go in this third term. Tigers by 7 points. Leach over the back of the pack. Takes a great mark.
That's very good judgment, isn't it? The man in front went early. So often it puts you off when you're going for a mark. But Leach, watch it again.
It looked as though the Turner had the sit, but Leach the better judge. Will kick from 45, maybe to 50 metres. Reasonably tough angle, but on the right side for the right footer.
It's a good kick.
What a miraculous kick. Excellent stuff from Quentin Leach. He gets the plaudits of his teammates. Great stuff.
And brings his side within 1 point. And the crowd here, the Tiger crowd, has gone all of a sudden very, very quiet. And this is very much a danger period here for the Richmond side here. Dockers continuing just to work at the game, leading into half-time. Richmond had the ascendancy, but they haven't told the Dockers about that, and they've stayed on the task.
14 possessions now for Quentin Leach, having a good afternoon again. Ball in the middle. Daffy's got it. Haven't seen a lot of him. Quality player. He kicks inside the 50. Richardson one-handed. Parker was held. Not much doubting that. He saw the jumper come back. Didn't retard him all that much by the same token. Goes in short. Kick it with Jerica bearing down. Docker's lucky. McGovern comes away. He's at centre-half back. Probing kick up through the middle. In front, Toya. Unkind bounce for Leach behind. It was well worked. Nicely done by Bond to Kellaway on the outer side. Daffy now. Daffy prods it inside the 50. Was that in the back? No. Play goes on. Tidied up behind and cleared around the outer side by Clement. Toya hurriedly onto the boot. It bounces down towards half forward. Waterhouse leads for the Dockers. Kellaway is there. He's the king of cloggers, Kellaway. Just clogged it up back there all the time. But now Waterhouse has got a free. Out of bounds on the full. Great tackle by Ryan. Waterhouse, that was ambitious and ill-advised. Ryan from half-back towards the middle. Bowden was up. Couldn't hang on. Gaspar liked his game. Broderick.
Good hole.
Harrison chips it out wide. Daffy getting busy. That could be dangerous for the Dockers. Nick Daffy a centering kick. Richardson, a lot of work before the ball got there, and Parker will get the free. Well, he's frustrating Matthew Richardson at the moment. Richardson pushing with the ball still halfway on its journey. Talked about the scalps this man is acquiring at half-time. Got some named players, and he's doing very well. Unfashionable, and on this occasion a little bit slow. He kicks up towards midfield eventually, and we virtually gave it away. Coming through is Ryan. Awkward kick, touched off the boot. Kick it in the opposite direction. Great evasion. Falling to the ground. Coops a little too slow. They got him. And as a result, they could pay the price. Now McGovern's got it. Across to Black. Inside the centre square. Long kick down towards full forward. Hines got fingertips to it. They all fall over. Arriving at the rate of knots was Bond, who soccers across the goal face. Close to the boundary line, Campbell. And across it went.
That was pressure on the Richmond defence, wasn't it? The ball, some run through the midfield, the long kick right to the square, putting the pressure on the tools, and then a loose one at ground level.
And another excellent kick from Heath Black too, Terry, into that forward line as Leach running around on the 50. Spins it around over his left shoulder, across the face of goal, allowing Turner a bit of time just to walk it over for a behind. made that decision, didn't want the pressure. And basically conceding. Scores are level, 6-6 apiece. And 12.5 minutes left in this third term. Scotty Turner, coming off some injuries last year. Finds Kellaway. Kellaway's got a couple. He's got Campbell and one, and also Gaspar to help him if he can shepherd. Gaspar just does that. Campbell, a couple of bounces, more shepherding from Bowden. Now Campbell inboard with the left foot, looking for Richardson. The big high fly, and he takes it.
There was no stopping that one. A great run there from Wayne Campbell. Richardson starting the lead from well back near the goal square, so that he was allowing Campbell the room in which to run and bounce the ball. And then when the time was right, came forward, and Campbell a great kick on the left, just giving it enough air to allow Richardson to control his approach at the ball.
It's kick one, looking for number two. Kick from 50, looked awkward. And very disappointed from his point of view. Out of bounds on the full. Shaking his head in disbelief.
Well, Denis spoke earlier about Richardson's proneness to inaccuracy. 6 goals, 5 last week, and today 1 goal, 2, and an out of bounds on the full.
Stephen O'Reilly kicks in, kicks long, 60-metre mark. Ground's covered in tigers. One of those is Richardson, gets the handball away. Coops under the pack now. Campbell, one of many possessions up close to the 20 mark, throws it in towards the square. Naish, if he's clever enough and elusive, loses the ball. Well done by the Dockers. Defenders handballing it off the ground, eluding the Campbell run. Out of bounds.
Well, he certainly works hard to get the football, Wayne Campbell, doesn't he? I mean, no one has had the ball more than he in this competition this year. Came in as the leading disposal winner for the competition, has done nothing to damage that with some 22 already today.
There's a free kick against Stephen Jerica for tampering with Daniel Bandy in that throw-in. Using his body, but deemed out of the contest as Bandy changes direction. Finds Norris running through the centre of the ground, can have a bounce. Went to go backwards, is caught. Elects to go back to Black, who's caught again. Now to Delaney. The Tiger fans are calling for holding the ball as Delaney thrusts it into the forward line. Waterhouse unable to take the mark. Dockers everywhere. Toya's one of those. Hands and knees. Taken high. Call his play on. Ben Allen now on the right foot. Steadier, straight to Quentin Lynch. Good work from Ben Allen.
I tell you what, this is when the Dockers are at their best, when they've got everyone with their heart in their mouth. Norris went to handball to young Heath Black, who was actually trying to provide a shepherd. And so it's just this fine line now, and the Dockers are walking it.
But then didn't shepherd.
So Quentin Leach will line up for his second. His first goal kicked in this third term from a beautiful mark, and kicked from 50. Similar angle for the prior. Kick looks pretty good. His teammates are happy, so is he. A goal.
Well, they're back there. The Dockers are back in front. They picked up the lead the very first few seconds of the second quarter in Waterhouse goal. Then they lost it to Richmond, and Richmond seemingly took control during the latter part of the second quarter. But the Dockers have come out, and they're now just starting to show that little bit of flair that they've become renowned for. Just taking a couple of extra risks through the midfield, and who knows what could come of it.
Quentin Leach bringing a defender's mentality to the forward line to good effect. 7-6 plays 6-6. We're back in the middle. Bandy relishing this opportunity too to have a run on the ball. Knocks it down towards half forward. Waterhouse. Good evasion. Gone a long way. Gets the kick away. Gale has to wait. Camped underneath it over the top. Good grab taken by Kellaway. So reliable. Kellaway chips it out wide. Harrison had a good game this afternoon. And popping up. Kicks it down towards half foot. It hangs a long time in the air. In from the side. Chafee. He's got it about 45 metres out. Kicks towards the middle. Bowden got hands to it. Clement comes through. O'Reilly, nicely done. This is Toya. And he storms away from half back. Toya up to the wing. Kicks inside the 50. Hines opts out of the contest. Parker hands to it. Leach, can he kick his third goal of the term? No one goes to him. Looping hand pass. Toya has run on. Question of accuracy. Stabs at goal with Toya at his best. Curses his luck.
Great opportunity for the Dockers to really ram it home, the Tigers. Luke Toyer, and unfortunately for the Dockers, wayward as Scotty Turner kicks it out long and finds Kellaway again. He's amassing many possessions. That was his 18th. Michael Gale on centre wing for the Tigers, looking to set something up. Wayward kick, but Daffy makes it look a lot better than it was. Swoops around on his right foot. Disappointment reigns in the crowd and on the look of Daffy's face. Another one out of bounds on the full, following the Matthew Richardson era. The Tigers struggling, they're 7 points behind. They led by 14 points at one stage during the second term, and now things are not looking good for the Tigers. Kick in, looking for Bandy over the top, can't grab that second grab. Delaney and Heath. Heath is driven into the ground from Chaffee. Bandy now to butter up. Has the running Allen. Good work from Funky. Spins around, looking for space. Bad bounce, unkind bounce from Richardson. Naish, excellent tackle on Parker. Umpire calls play on. Harding mops up. Cleans it up to Heath on his left boot. Beautiful executor of the ball. Now to Allen, had an option running wide and Gale. Spins around, finds him, he can keep going, can run into an open goal. Here's a chance. Looking good for the Dockers, another one. Great goal to Mark Gale.
Just doing enough there, and that was a great camera shot there. We just picked up Heath Black. He's been the boy that's made a real difference during this period of time. Young player playing his first game, but just so cool in the use of the ball and the disposals. That time on the left foot, found Allen, and Allen then on to the running Gale. The overlap running that they're looking for, settles and picks it up.
So the Dockers on top now and looking good. Gale, who got the last goal, tries to dig it out. Harrison appeared to be tackled high, no free. Bandy, Mitchell. Suddenly the umpire's really letting them play. They've got a whistle and a ball up alongside the centre circle.
Just going to say, Dennis, it's a pity that we weren't at Subiaco for that goal. It would have brought the house down. It was a very, very quiet response, unfortunately.
Great goal. Well thought out too by Ben Allen. O'Reilly charges at it. Coming through his kick it. Can't control it. Lost it back in the pack. Bandy stood up. Stood tall. O'Reilly at centre half back. He'll use the ball to good effect as he goes down towards half forward. Toyer is the target. Leach, who's been terrific. He's a good player. Leach comes away. Mitchell at centre half forward can take it and go. Doesn't want the responsibility of kicking it goal. Goes to Allen. Allen to Parker. Well, not quite in the textbook all of that, but gee, it worked. So Parker's got it directly in front. This is when, as Terry said, they're at their best when you can expect the unexpected.
They're the side who you can just never assume that you know what they're going to do.
They don't. There's Parker, 35 metres out, gets the goal. They're on a roll.
Well, that is a roll. 5 goals to 0 in this quarter, and you'd have to say that's a roll. Richmond haven't even troubled to score. They've been forward a couple of times, but out of bounds on the full. And the Dockers now are just starting to grow in confidence and grow in efficiency and the quality of their use of their ball. I'll retract efficiency because they do tend to go here, there and everywhere. But at least now it's been accurate use of the ball and maintaining possession. Robert Wall's looking a tad worried.
Fremantle's 9th goal was Daniel Parker's 2nd. He's got 2 goals for. Kellaway's been moved into the centre. Gets the kick away. It's McGovern in front of his opponent in Trent Nichols. Finds Mark Gale on centre wing. Chased by Campbell. He's got Bandy all on his own. He's got 20 metres. He can play on quickly. Steadies. Not a very good execution of the kick. Now Harding. Now Waterhouse it is. Back to Bandy. Hooks it around looking for Parker. He's got 10 metres on Turner. Kellaway again to save the day. Allen off the ground. Could have been something miraculous. Pack forms. Thrown on the boot from Ryan. Gains about 45 metres. A high ball. Dale kick it. Too much strength. Too much poise.
That's a great mark. An important mark. Well done.
Short kick. Putting Heath under pressure. Bandy. Unable to take the ball against Nichols. Chaffee again, under a lot of pressure. The Dockers are on top, showing a lot more urgency than the Tigers. Dale kick it out wide. Delaney, got plenty of teammates. Harding, plenty of time to bounce. Steady, have a look for a forward.
leading forward, looking for Parker. Oh no, well, Parker, but it could be Toya. No, it's Ben Holland in defence for the Tigers.
Plays on to Bond. We've talked about the fade-out factor for the Tigers this season. They really haven't run out of game. They're going to be tested here then. Gale. A long run around the boundary, comes up towards the wing. Look out! Oh, Campbell sold into trouble. Waterhouse hit him like a brick Waterhouse. And there'll be a ball up on the wing. Bounce on the wing. 9-7 to 6-6. Clive was bearing down. Tigers' last goal quite some time ago. Test for the memory. Towards the boundary goes Gale. And it will be thrown in. Duncan Kellaway can't believe this. What about that hand pass from Michael Gale? Shocker. Tossed in. Bandy bullocking towards Delaney. Kellaway again playing his heart out. Goes to ground. Well played by Bond initially, but gave it away. Mitchell. Gaspar slides in. He's been good. Gaspar, runners outside. Squares the ball. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Hines ties up Tape. Contradiction in terms as Tape kicks it up towards the wing. Bowden is there. Waiting behind. This is Black. Slips away nicely. Black penetrating kick. Callahan out of position. Prescott leads back and he's got support. Prescott across the ground. Well played. Ryan. Campbell. Awkward one. Ryan stops it. Kicks through the centre. Awkward one to be under. Toya goes back almost the mark. Fell over on the pitch. They're getting there quicker at the present time. Clement comes away.
Clement moves it in towards the forward line, looking for the David Hines lead. Good spoil from Tape. Now Campbell has had plenty of the ball. Is tackled well by Gale. Dale Kicker takes him on. Beats him. One bounce. A chance to have a big shot, but beautiful time. Kicked a Bandy. Running to an open goal. The Dockers, they're 6 for the quarter.
Oh, that's marvellous.
Fremantle, 10-7 to 6-6. They are showing the Tigers how to do it.
And what about Dale Kicker? There it is.
Beautiful stuff.
It's just that fine line. Do we take this one on or not? Do we take the game on? And that's what they did. Just tuck it and go. And away he went. Could have, you know, one of the vice captains of the side could have gone for the goal himself, but a sensational kick at the Bandy leading in there.
So some genius from Dale Kicker, a goal to Daniel Bandy, and the lead is out to 25 points. What can the Tigers do here? Bandy has been terrific on the ball in this term. Really picked up the slack with White off. Bond kicking it down towards half forward. Harding, who's been very good as well, heads for the boundary line. Haven't things turned around? At halftime, you had the feeling Richmond would be hard to stop. Well, in the space of 15 minutes, it's been all Dockers. Bandy and Harrison. Harrison with a job in front of it. Bandy appears too tall and again directs it down. So suddenly it turns the Tigers around. Toya's in there on his knees, feeds it back. Black had the ball. We heard a whistle. I'm not sure what they paid. Their play goes on. Harrison to Funky in any case. Funky out of the congestion down towards half forward. Well stopped and trapped there by Mitchell. He comes away from half back but goes straight to Kellaway.
They're in trouble if they didn't have Duncan Kellaway across the back there today.
Very familiar story for the Tigers. And last week, the Western Bulldogs running over the top of them in the final term, but only the Tigers falling over in this third quarter as the umpire calls play on for a mark that the Tiger supporters are claiming Ben Holland should have been paid.
That did hit another player on the way down. That's a good call.
Richardson in front. Ooh, off the head of Parker. But the Tiger fans do not have the benefit of that instant replay. Dockers under the pack.
And they probably don't have the benefit of objectivity either.
Gavin Mitchell started quietly, picked up a lot of possessions in this term. The Tigers face North Melbourne at the MCG next week. 2 wins so far and staring down the barrel of 2 losses as Funky throws it on the boot across the face of goal. Matthew Richardson, too strong. Looking to play on Richo. Runs around quickly, spins it. puts it through for the Tigers first for the quarter. First behind. Maybe the Richmond supporters were trying to con the goal umpire. They'll do anything. They need a goal, the Tigers. They're desperate. They're 6-7-43 to Fremantle 10-7. The Dockers have kicked 6 goals unanswered.
And so that is their first score of the quarter, isn't it?
Yep.
One behind. Incredible.
McGovern, who played 20 games for the Sydney Swans, drives it towards the broadcast side of the ground. Good discipline by the Tigers. Releases Nichols in front, had the misfortune to slip over, gave it to Broderick. Broderick puts it long, about 5 metres out, juggled, attempt at the mark by Holland, slapped out of there by McGovern, and he concedes a behind. Well, the Tigers need to find something here. McGovern up the middle, a runner alongside the man with the ball, Black, till he wants to move it on. O'Reilly is still free. Black will try and get him the ball. No, he bypasses O'Reilly, kicks it down to half forward. Clever mark taken by Tape. Tape plays on immediately. Comes across the ground. Rather ill-directed. And Bowden just can watch it bounce out of bounds. So a throw-in down towards left half forward for the Fremantle Dockers, who have kicked 6 goals in this term, and they lead 10-7. Richmond just a couple of behinds, a 6-8. Inside the last minute of the quarter.
Good tap from Tate, trying to get it inboard to Bond, who's caught. Off the ground by Campbell. But McGovern showing exactly what the Dockers have been doing this quarter. In front, eyes on the ball, one grab marks.
His experience has been quite invaluable over these last 10 minutes and will be in the final quarter, I'm sure.
Plenty of time to get off to Harding. Harding plays on, drives it up forward. Coops in front of Ryan, it is. Ryan now butters up, thrown to the ground without the ball. Umpire McBurney calls play on, and now it's a ball up, or a bounce. Just inside 20 seconds remaining in this third term. It's been Fremantle Dockers all the way. And Robert Walls will have to pull a couple of rabbits out of a hat to do something for the Tigers. Bit of magic. Leach has kicked a couple this term. Campbell's had plenty of the ball, but most of it's been across half back. Kicks out wide. Looking for the leading Richardson. Finds him. Unable to mark, but to no avail. There's the siren. Much to the displeasure of the Richmond supporters. I don't know what they're doing yet. Maybe it's their team or with the umpires, but Fremantle, 6 goals this term. The Tigers are solitary, not solitary, but just 2 behinds. Very disappointing for the Tigers, reflecting the fade-out form that they showed against the Bulldogs last week. As we see, Daniel Parker has kicked a couple. But Dennis, what do you think Robert Walls can do now?
Well, he's got the job in front of him, hasn't he? The margin out to 23 points, and the Dockers looking at their 2nd win in Melbourne in 4 rounds. And if my memory is correct, no other side, interstate team that is, has won in Melbourne. So the Dockers, regarded as the new boys on the block up until the arrival of Port Adelaide. Well, Neesham having a bit to say up the corner of his mouth there. To one of his own players, I think. I thought for a moment he was directing that at the men in white. Yes, the Dockers seem to have arrived. It's 10-7 to 6-8.
Well, that's the thing about, that's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football.
Every game. She won't see anywhere else. News, interviews, reviews, poetry there to send out. Too much footy. So no such superb video sports AFL, but only with your Optus vision.
What Optus? We know people have different lifestyles.
Talk about a transformation. Look at those Dockers. 6 goals in the term. Richmond goalless. Fremantle lead 10-7 to 6-8. The margin 23 points at three-quarter time. One other game being played this afternoon. Of course, 2 tonight at the MCG. Very tight there. Carlton up by 6 points. Sav Rocker's got 4. Anthony Rocker 2. And for the Blues to lead, Steve Kernahan has booted 3.
The 1997 AFL Premiership season. Proudly brought to you by Victoria Better. For a hard-earned thirst. Telstra. Qantas. The Australian airline. And McDonald's.
Hey, Johnny Russo, a quarter's a long time in football.
It certainly is, Dennis. It was very interesting to hear Jared Neesham's positive approach then. He emphasised the fact that that third quarter showed just what the Fremantle team is capable of, scoring 6 goals when they were only able to manage 4 in the first half. Again, I couldn't get to the Richmond huddle, but Jared Neesham is very, very positive and really wants the Fremantle Dockers to go on with it now.
Let's see if they can then. Start of the final term at Optus Oval. Fremantle 10-7, Richmond 6-8. Bowden 2 goals for the Tigers. For Fremantle, Daniel Parker, Waterhouse and Leach all have got 2. Leach getting both his goals in the previous term. The Tigers with a job in front of them. Very important game. Jerica was there. Bandy backhanded it down. Bond slaps it through the pack. Running onto it, Toya drops it on the boot. It bounces out towards half forward. Down went Callahan coming through his kick it. Callahan's got the ball. Kick it. I think we'll get a free kick.
And just in those few seconds there, we could perhaps see that Richmond wanted to come out and be able to batter the Dockers a little bit physically there, but over the top there by Bond and the free kick given.
Waterhouse, good mark. He's looked pretty good this afternoon. He struggled to cement a place in this team. Poor kick, or is it? Parker has it bounce off his chest, so it wasn't the kick that was at fault there. Bowden works in close quarters with Kellaway, gets it back and boots it up towards the wing. Daffy hands to it, couldn't hang on. Funky down in front, did pretty well. Hurriedly across to Campbell, and Bandy low down. Since half-time, hasn't he lifted? Daniel Bandy goes across to Gale in space. Mitchell is on inside the 50. Will have to hold. The kick needed to be a little to Mitchell's right. It wasn't. Now he kicks from outside the 50. They contest in the square. Leach almost coming through Kellaway. Dangerous situation for the Tigers. Kellaway taken high surely, and he'll get the free kick.
Duncan Callaway holding the Richmond defence together. Now, he's had many possessions, but it's just the extra stuff, throwing himself under packs, sacrificing his body for the sake of the team. Kicks it long. Tawny's on the ground, unable to take the mark, but gets away, shrugs off the tackle, throws it on the boot to Funky, sells the dummy, Dockers by it. The ball is moving quickly. Bowden overruns the ball. It was an unfortunate handball, not good for the Tigers. McGovern again underneath the pack. The ball's still alive. Ben Allen throws it on the boot. Looks for the sanctuary of the boundary line and finds it. Benny Allen, former captain of the Dockers, now taken over by Peter Mann, who's out with injury, but a premiership player for Hawthorn in 1991, as well as best and fairest, and a great champion, Benny. Throw in now, it's Clement, gets a rush kick, goes nowhere. McGovern shows courage and toughness. Funky tries to feed it out to a teammate, goes nowhere except to Harding. Bandy to Delaney, Campbell unable to take it. Daffy now throws it on the boot, gains 20 metres. It's the Tigers on the burst now, Campbell off the ground, it's clever. Gains more space now, it's Holland who's down at full forward, unable to bend the back and pick it up. Harding, the Dockers, excellent smother by Holland. Keeps the ball in the Richmond forward line. They need a goal desperately. Goalless since the 18-minute mark of the second term. Only 2 behinds in that third term. Fremantle 10-7 to the Tigers 6-8.
Boundary throw in. Bandy in front. Over the top. Richardson dragged down. Daffy had his kick blanketed. Delaney. Socket off the ground there by Campbell. And again by Holland. It rolls around in the pocket. Harding. Clever kick across the goal face. Well, he milked that for every metre. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 10-7, 6-8. The tempo has increased, certainly. Both sides now going hard. In the previous term, it was just the Dockers. Richmond sensing they've dug a hole for themselves right here. Bandy. Holland very conscious of the big man. Won that one down. O'Reilly in desperate trouble. Allen. Well done by Broderick. Can he kick a goal? Snaps. Their first goal of the second half.
Well, to say it's a long time between drinks is an understatement, and really one of the more experienced players giving the lead there, Broderick. A little bit adventurous there. The Dockers bring the ball back inboard from this boundary throwing. It comes back in, and then Richmond able to take hold of the mistake there. Allen not quite able to get there. Broderick there to clean up. Class act is Paul Broderick. Best and fairest winner of the side, and now playing across half forward will be a dangerous player inside tough, tight contests.
Well, it's the Dockers only by 17 points. There's still plenty of time with just under 17 minutes left in the game. Nichols on the burst, unable to get clear. Would have been sensational for the Tigers as Dale Kicker gets slung against the big handball, finding Toya. Concedes yards, metres to Clement. Excellent mark from Gaspar in defence in front of Quentin Leach.
He's been very good all day, and his mark has been strong. And just keeps his eye on the ball all the time, Gaspar.
As Naish is replaced on the ground by Chaffee. As Leach concedes 50 metres for a penalty, approaching over the mark. Gaspar plays on quickly from centre wing. Goes inboard towards centre half forward, looking for Richardson again, 2-on-1. Daffy, excellent roving around the corner. High ball, but a free kick down the field. It's all a bit confusing. For a free kick to Fremantle.
Held in the chase, I think, there, Russ.
Okay. To Shane Parker. So the pressure's off the Dockers. Parker plays on quickly. Has plenty of space, can bounce twice. Richardson chasing, brings him down. Parker gets the kick, it's a good kick, 50, it's wide. Hines in front, tape. Boundary umpire calls it as Hines is replaced by Jason Norris. The Dockers lead by 17 points. Richmond have kicked the only goal this term to Paul Broderick. Over the top is Jericho, the big thump. Gains about 20 or 30 metres close to the line again. Tawney, excellent play back to Nichols. Short pass, toying with danger. And Toya is the man that punches it clear.
So the Dockers' challenge now is to weather this early storm from Richmond. You know, Richmond are going to give them everything in these first 10 minutes. If the Dockers can manage that, if they can hold to Richmond only getting a goal or two, they will set themselves up to go over, because there still is that question mark on Richmond's ability to finish the game.
Callahan was clever, so was Bandy, bending the back. Jerica showing strength. Good work, good stuff, son. Gets it on the boot, gains valuable metres. Broderick clever, taps it out. Campbell overruns it. Clever work from Delaney. Back to Kickett, sells the dummy. Broderick buys it, and Kickett finds Toya just short of centre wing for the Dockers.
Toya's been very good since coming on. He's forward of right half back. Dockers by 17 points. 6-goal third term has set them up. Not a good kick. Touched on the mark. It wobbles up towards the wing. Sliding in there is Callahan. Hand pass towards the boundary from Kellaway. Close to the line. Bowden kept it in. Brilliantly done. He's kicked a couple. Good chase from Waterhouse. Affected the kick. And O'Reilly takes the mark in the pocket. Good footy all around. O'Reilly backs his skills to kick it. He's been very good. Dale Kickett. Well, takes a punt, puts it high to Bandy. They come from all directions. Jerica plays on immediately to Nichols. Goes across. Harding, sensing the danger, got back. Knocked it away from Daffy. This is O'Reilly. Rubs it towards the outer side. Well, they've taken the punt and they're looking okay. They've got the numbers, but Gale couldn't keep it in.
Jeez, what a kick from Dale Kickett to choose to go in there and then virtually just toss it up in the air, giving all and sundry an opportunity to have a go at Daniel Bandy. Flirting with danger there, Dale.
It'd be hard to play poker against. There's Tawney coming away. Hand passes to Daffy right on the 50. Daffy pulls it back towards full forward. Richardson working against his man. Free kick is going against Richardson. Or is it? No, Richardson's getting the free. Well.
Holding, I think, Dennis.
Yes. Parker was, or appeared to be in front, but obviously was reaching back. The umpire in perfect position. Richardson, point-blank range, should get it. Goal umpire goes a long way, but it's good.
Well, I think the Tigers are just getting a sniff. They've kicked a couple in this last term. Bring it back to 11 points after that 6-goal effort from the Dockers in the third term. So it's amazing what the crowd might do, Terry, to get behind you.
Well, clearly we see that, of course. It's a good decision by the umpire.
It was there and he was right there. All he did was work the stage and didn't declare whose kick it was until the last moment.
Robert Walls barking instructions as the Tigers have kicked their second for the term. Within 11 points now, but the ball's rolling Fremantle's way. It's Mitchell, but Jamie Tate in his way. Tate trying to hold it in. The Tigers on top. Bowden and Prescott with him. The Tigers have just realised that they've got to show some urgency in this final term. There's still a chance. It's just not going to happen for them. They've got to have a go. And they're certainly doing that this term. Nisham, again looking worried, concerned. Maybe what sort of move can he make? An excellent punch forward from the Tigers. Campbell using his body. Now Daffy using his body well. Flicks on. Chafee. Chip left foot. Looking for Holland. It is. Umpire Howard has paid the mark to Ben Holland. Can the Tigers come back? They've kicked 2.
This is a good mark after a long lead. Ben Holland puts himself in the right position. Young player has worked extremely hard right throughout the day. He's taken 4 marks, yet to score a goal. This is a very important kick.
Kick from 45. It's wayward. 10 points the difference. Favour of Fremantle. Just over 13 minutes remaining in this final term.
McGovern to himself. Runs 20 metres. Penetrating kick towards the outer side. Bandy outnumbered out there. Play on's the call. Tawney didn't have the ball. Still Tawney. Claimed. Here's Gale. Well played. No, he gave it away. Intended for a teammate, but it went to Campbell. Campbell works a little 1-2 and again. That time with Gale. Kicks from the wing back towards centre half forward. Richardson is up. Knocks it goalward. Turn the defence around. Kick it. Was he dragged? Oh, brilliantly done.
Sensational.
Like the old proverbial cork in the ocean. Got it across to Parker. O'Reilly loops it back. They kept their composure. Parker, that's untidy. Coming through is Campbell. Down he goes, but he held it up as far as the Tigers are concerned. A good result for them. Campbell, 30 possessions. His 4th game against the Fremantle Dockers. The runner being sent off, I think, Tony Solon, by the central umpire. Solon, the Dockers runner. But just talking about Campbell, coming into this game, he was averaging 28 possessions against the Dockers. He's improved on that this afternoon by a couple of decimal points at least. With time to go, here's Norrish. Floats it back towards half-forward. Waterhouse up. The judgment was shown by Kellaway. Terrific and not easy to do. 24 possessions. Kellaway got it to Prescott. Broderick's away. Probing kick towards half-forward. Richardson wants to go. Bit of a false start. Now he's away. Question of accuracy. Well, he pops it down towards the pocket. Didn't go for goal. Tate draws a man. Over the top to Tawney. O'Reilly in the nick of time. Like the cavalry got back. Clement now throws it on the boot. Around the outer side. Chafee close to the boundary line. Gale knocks it back. Was it across the line? Yes, it was. And a boundary throw in on the outer side. This suddenly is a pulsating affair.
Jamie Tate with the opportunity in the forward pocket, and he stood there like a backman. He didn't want to have a ping at it. He looked to set something up, but the defence of the Dockers stood firm, quickly snaffled up Tawney, cleared the ball.
Jerica has done well in the ruck. Tried to get away, but Toya intercepts off to Norrish, sets him up, kicks it long towards half forward. Waterhouse tries to juggle, calls play on Kellaway again for the Tigers, always under the packs. 24 possessions.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, but throwing his body under there, sacrificing himself. Very Francis Burke-esque.
Yes.
Tough defender from the 70s and 60s and even the 80s, from 300-game veteran for the Tigers. Delaney throws some tough stuff off to Mitchell. Now it's to Bond on the burst. Chased down by Allen. Not quick enough. Broderick puts Nichols into the play on his right boot. Nichols looking forward. Holland and finds him. Great stuff by the Tigers. Good lead up.
That was the best build-up of the day. Just all the players sharp with the use of the ball, and as a combined unit, so direct, right through the centre of the ground. Too often today we have seen both sides going wide at various stages and losing a sense of direction, but that one was most efficient.
Directly in front, Holland. The Tigers are there again.
So they keep coming back, the Tigers. And just the 4 points now. And really the danger is going to be the height of Richardson in the forward line. Broderick being involved through the midfield. He a very experienced player. Tremendous hands. The way he was able to set Nichols up there. Pace of Nichols. Tigers starting to look a whole lot better.
Big finish, 10 minutes to go. 4 points the difference. Both sides with almost identical records, 2-1. Toya does nicely to kick it. He's been a very good player. Very high kick down towards half forward. Kellaway in front. Marvellous game. Prescott's got it. Into the path of Broderick. Broderick out towards the wing. Norrish knocked it away from him. Well done. Jason Norrish goes across the line. And the boundary umpire will throw it in. Crowd not happy. They've been unhappy for the best part of the day. I think Fremantle would be ahead in terms of free kicks. Jared Neesham made a phone call to the umpires coach this week, David Levens. Maybe Robert Wall should do it next week. Free kick on the wing going to Bandy. And certainly this afternoon the umpires have seen the green and purple. Bandy kicks in towards half-forward. Kellaway again. I'd suggest they keep the ball away from him. A little decoy manoeuvre wouldn't be bad. Back it comes to the wing and Bandy drops the mark, plays on. At least they'll go wide of Kellaway this time. Mitchell, can he control it? Yes, he can. Brilliantly played to Parker. Good tackle by Broderick. That's holding it. Broderick will get the free. Paul Broderick from half-back to Campbell. Forward of half-back. 4 points the difference. The Dockers in front. Juggled attempt at the mark. It's held by Gaspar. A long way up the ground. Plenty of space down forward. Gaspar a little indecisive. That's an awkward kick to mark. McGovern takes it on his chest.
Who better to mark it than Andrew McGovern for the Dockers? Very consistent today. Not a lot of possessions, but there's always been where the action's been under a pack or shepherding. Finding Heath Black. Oh, very smooth footballer, Heath Black. That beautiful left foot. Kicks it wide, centre wing. Dale kick it on the run, has a bit of time. Not that much now. Stephen Coops is caught under pressure, gets the handball away. Bit of space now. Foot race. Daffy's taken high. Dale kick it and will receive the free kick. Able to play on quickly. Campbell on his own, but well punched clear by Tony Delaney. Centre wing. Plenty of time left. 8 minutes remaining in this game. The Dockers by 4 points. The atmosphere is a ripper here at Optus Oval. Beautiful conditions. Breeze has dropped late in the afternoon. The Tiger fans are chanting. They can sense victory, but they're still not over the line yet. The Dockers are resilient. They showed that in the third term. They kicked 6 unanswered goals. Chirika onto Campbell. Heath Black. First gamer, good move. Off to Dale, kick it now off one step. Drives inside 50. Darren Gaspar, ever reliable. Not paid the mark, play on the call. Turner, under pressure, taken high. Bursts away, play onto the call. Advantage is paid. Trent Nichols now on the left boot. He's got space. That's Tawney. Tawney's caught. Richardson with a bit of pace, unable to control the ball. Parker has been very good on Richardson today. He's frustrated him no end. Beautiful pass to Heath Black again, getting a lot of the ball off to McGovern. McGovern putting Mitchell under pressure. Good work, good by Bowden. Off the ground by the Tigers, going wide out towards half forward. Dale Kickett's got a bit of time. Loping across, half back. Swings it across. Daniel Bandy to steady it down for the Dockers.
Toyer is on for the short one. Well, it's a 50-50 ball. Gaspar came at it hard, tumbles over, knocks it Richmond's way. O'Reilly put the body in, spills across to Tate. That's too high, must be a free kick. Funky. Crowd wanting 50. Funky on the attacking line of the centre square. His side down by 4 points. Kicks for space. Richardson bounced off his chest. Parker has been terrific. Back to Bandy. Bandy kicks towards the outer side. Gale's got it. 6.5 minutes to go. Plenty of time.
The Dockers half forward line has just stopped running. They're just not giving this half back line any targets whatsoever.
So Gale very indecisive.
It's a bad sign.
Not a good sign. Goes short. McGovern. Same problem.
Yep.
No one standing the mark. I'd suggest you go for a gallop. Away he goes. Kicks towards the wing. Hines has got it. No substitute for good talking, Terry. Hines has the ball, plays on, comes across the ground. O'Reilly, this will be interesting. Bearing down on him there was Funky. Funky kicks it away. Opportunity for Gaspar. Great shepherd by Funky. Gaspar repels it, comes to the wing, and Holland. Holland plays on to Broderick. Back it comes to Holland. Holland from the wing towards half forward. Bandy is storming across, but he won't get to the contest. Tawney's away. Can he kick it? Well, he goes to the opposite pocket. Daffy will run in and kick the goal. Tigers in front.
Well, they're breaking things up in the forward line there. The Dockers defence just losing the sense of their one-on-one marking that had been a very key part of their game up to this, where Daffy actually ends up getting free. Daffy, no stranger to kicking goals. That's 100 in his career to the date. And a very important one, gets his side back there.
Robert Walls again barking instructions. A great finish here at Optus Oval. There's only 2 points in it. 5 minutes remaining in the game. Dockers get the tap. It's Black, throws it on the boot. Bond in front, desperately kicks it off the ground. There's a chance now for Callahan. Desperate stuff by Gaspar. Great work from the Richmond defender. Desperate kick, centre wing. Harding. Taps it across to Clement, trying to steady things down for the Dockers. Kicks it high and wide. It's kick it. 2 against 1. Now it's Daffy can pick the ball moving. Nichols on his right side can steady on his left foot. Kicks inboard. Looking for Holland using his body. Unable to take the mark. Chaffee can't do it. Norris can steady it for the Dockers. Toyer on 50 can break away from half back. He does so. Chips wide. Inaccurate. Looking for Parker. He's come down from full forward. Excellent work from Turner. The Tiger fans calling for holding the ball. Michael Gale with backpedaling. Bit of time. Steady. Looking for a teammate. Can't find one directly. Jurica, the big man's in his way. Keeping his body in front of the ball and the opponent. Gets the handball away. Great tough stuff by Stephen Jurica. Harding now off half back to steady for the Dockers. Not a good kick. Leach, 1 against 3. Bowden using his body well. Gasper again has been resilient for the Tigers. So has Tate. Brings Bond into the game. Sprinting through the centre of the ground. Over the top of the Tigers. Clement running towards the boundary line. Can Holland keep it in? He can't. Oh, 2 points the difference. Just under 4 minutes remaining. It's great stuff.
Well, undoubtedly the momentum's with the Tigers now, and you'd expect that they'd use it to go on. The Dockers yet to score a goal in this final term.
They're led by 23 points at 3/4 time. Comes behind Prescott over his shoulder. Going back, Harding couldn't complete the mark. Doesn't matter much about a point. He concedes it. So the margin is out to 3. They've got to kick goals to win it. So a good decision by Harding. Now McGovern. They've come back to win a couple of games already this season. There's Black. Liked his game. Wants it, but that's ignored. This is the problem. The Dockers not remembering what got them here. It was hard running. Goes short eventually. This is Black. So he did finish up with it. Heath Black, first gamer. Chips it out wide. Harding. Still inside the defensive 50. Goes for distance. Long towards the wing. Hines the target off hands. Gale. Jurica couldn't control it. Spills precariously close to the boundary line somehow. Hines emerges with the ball into the path of Toyer. Toyer is running down towards half forward. Bowden did brilliantly. Interesting hand pass falling to the ground. Was that in the back? Not in this environment. No free kicks are being paid. We'll have a bounce on the centre wicket area.
Both coaches' boxes. A lot of tension. Ross Lyon in the background. Jeff Geeshan next to Robert Walls, former Geelong's advisor. Punched clear by Heath Black. Now it's Michael Gale for some support for the Tigers. Kicks wide for Daffy. He's coming to the game this quarter. A lot of running, a lot of opportunistic play. Not really a good kick. McGovern's chipped in. Poor handball by McGovern. Prescott. Nichols. Good work from O'Reilly. Strong bodywork. Shoves away his opponent. Unable to keep it inboard.
Sometimes you've just got to kick the ball.
It's just that forward handball, Dennis, and unfortunately Ian McGovern has done a couple of those today. When you're handballing forward, you throw everybody out. If you're running forward, kick it.
Bandy in front. Norris intercepted by Funky. Clever play by Prescott. Funky on the left boot, one-on-one in the square. Parker drops the mark. Richardson a chance. Chafee, Richardson throws the body onto the ground. Now it's a chance for O'Reilly. Strength work from O'Reilly. Delaney can't pick up the ball. Chafee can. First gamer. Excellent poise by the young Tiger. Off the ground by Delaney. Close to the boundary line. Joel Bowden will be very happy to see that with just under 2 minutes remaining in the game. The Tigers by 3 points. They trail by 23 at 3/4 time due to the Fremantle 6-goal onslaught in that third term. Jurica has rucked very well today for his first game for the year. Nichols spins around onto his left foot. Looks for the short pass for Bowden. Taken high. Chafee off balance and out of bounds on the full. Tigers forward pocket.
So the Dockers, with a minute and a half to go, have rarely been inside their attacking 50 in this quarter. In stark contrast to the third. They're down by 3 points. That's the equation. Dale Kickett has been so good, has the ball at half back. They need a thrust here. Kickett high to the wing. One out contest. Hines worked out of it. This half back line has been impenetrable. Tape is on the wing. The clock is running. Jamie Tape. The Dockers need to win the next ball and counter-attack. Here's Tape. Does the right thing, goes for distance. Big pack at the fall of the ball. Richardson. It deflects to Chafee, throws it on the boot. Getting back down there is Funky. Couldn't complete the mark, goes off the ground, kicks it behind. 4 points. Clock under 1 minute. O'Reilly short to Parker, and the Dockers need to run. Parker elects to stop short, shows a lot of the ball to Bowden, who knocked it away. Toyer across half-back, flicks it out, diving in there is Parker, keeps it alive, picked up by Mitchell. Mitchell comes away from half-back. The Dockers, 35 seconds to go. Richardson climbs into the air and takes his 7th mark. He's had a remarkable season, 12 marks in round 1. In fact, it's Daffy. Daffy's got the ball now. Richardson, 12 marks in round 1, 14 in round 2, 11 in round 3. Funky's got it, and you figure they've weathered the storm. Funky. Forward of the wing, goes for distance. We're down to 5 seconds. It's at the wrong end for the Dockers. Bandy was up, crashing through his Tawney on the siren, and Richmond have won. Terrific game. And Richmond home by 4 points in a thriller.
Well, they basically stole it, Dennis, didn't they? Like 23 points down at three-quarter time. Unbelievable.
Well, it has answered some questions. When there was a doubt about Richmond, they fade out last week against the Western Bulldogs, and they were severely challenged here by the Dockers side. Down by 23 points at three-quarter time, they had to come out with something, and a 4-goal last quarter. It's got them across the line.
Fremantle did not score in the final term. 10-7 at three-quarter time, and they finished on that score. A credit to both teams. Hard-fought game of football, that one. And we said it was a holding operation for both these clubs. Depleted with a lot of injuries coming in. The umpires getting plenty of advice. Robert Walls breathing easier. The winner today bought themselves space, time to get some injured players back. In the final analysis, Richmond, by a narrow margin, have bought that time.
Actually, he looks quite content there, I think, Robert. I mean, the game could have so easily have gone out of his grasp. So easily.
Not much he hasn't seen. Well, a show of emotion now as we go down to John Russo with Quinton Leach.
Yes, Dennis, I've got Quinton Leach with me at the moment, and as you know, each day we're giving away a jumper for the number of games, number of days left to go to the AFL Coca-Cola Grand Final. And today, for his best on-ground performance, Quinton Leach, congratulations on a great game.
Thanks a lot. You never like losing the close ones, but a couple of weeks ago we won a close one here against Footscray. And I suppose that's how it goes, and we just have to look towards next week.
In the first half, it really looked as though it was a bit of an Indian arm wrestle. You just couldn't get away, nor could they. Then in the third quarter, you came out and kicked 6 goals to their none. You really must have thought you'd broken their back.
Yeah, well, we thought we had them there. Richmond play a tough sort of game, trying to hold the ball in. Fremantle play a running sort of game. And we tried, but, you know, they came back to their credit and they won.
In that third quarter, it really seemed as though Daniel Bandy started to take control of the game. Do you think that that was the main reason for the turnaround?
Oh, definitely. Daniel's a great athlete, and when he runs, not too many ruckmen can keep up with him, and he did that in the third quarter, and we got up by about 6, but unfortunately we lost the game.
Were you conscious of any sort of relaxing during the last quarter, or do you think the intensity was just as ferocious as in the third?
We're still a young team. We've still got to work on that, so I think it's just up to the boys, you know, to concentrate.
I think you're right, mate. All the best.
Thanks,
Bad luck.
Quinton Leach, 19 possessions, 12 kicks, 7 hand passes, 7 marks. A couple of outstanding players for the Tigers, though. Duncan Kellaway, 18 and 8. Wayne Campbell, 23 and 10. So Certainly Leach was a good player in the third term. We'll check with the votes a little bit later to see who's been given 3 votes for this game. The Tigers home by 4 points then, 10-11 to 10-7. I don't know why. I'd want. He's just talking why. Game of footy, this one. The Tigers led by a point at quarter time, 13 at half time, and then the Dockers surged with 6 goals in the third quarter. Didn't score in the final term, and Richmond came back to win by 4 points, 10-11-71 to 10-7-67. And we've got to say the tempo of this game increased as it went along, Terry. Great finish.
It was sensational, and I think Jared Neesham will be asking, where does a game of football go? I mean, I thought his boys really had it at three-quarter time. Their third quarter was just sensational. They got back to doing what the Dockers do so very well, and that's run and take some risks, and they were able then to open the game up in their favour in that third quarter. Quinton Leach here, I thought he was a very good player right throughout the day. He's given their half-forward line a little bit of strength. You know, it's often good to take a defender down and play him in the forward line because he gives that little extra dimension of hardness in the contest.
Daniel Parker could have easily been the hero in the first half of the game. Was very wayward in his goal scoring. He's finished with 2 goals, 4 I think I had him down for.
This is the third quarter with the Dockers really rolling at this stage, getting their 6 goals. But isn't it funny? You get a break in a game of footy, suddenly everything stops down. Richmond go away, recharge their batteries. This is terrific by Kickett for Bandy. Bandy goes in and gets the goal. But momentum shifts at that break. Back come the Tigers, and suddenly it's a different game of footy.
Yeah, often that three-quarter time siren is not the sound that the coach wants to hear. He'd love his side just to go straight back into the last quarter and keep going. So somewhere in that three-quarter time huddle, the Dockers lost their momentum, and yet Robert Walls was able to draw something out of his players. And more importantly, from Robert Walls' perspective, I thought some of the experienced players really stepped into it. Broderick started to take some control with some quality use of the ball. Daffy came into it. But what a half-back line Robert Walls had to work with Callaway and Gasper, and then Jamie Tate coming back into the side today, getting a run there back towards the end. They were the players who really set it up, I thought.
Richardson well held. Parker did a terrific job on him today.
Parker has been very, very good. A big task to keep Richardson down right throughout. He picked up a couple of goals during the afternoon, but Shane Parker really can go away, saying that he's picked up another big scalp in league football. But this was the piece of play, I think, really swung the whole thing around. Richmond finally got some hard run going, some sharp use of the ball. Ben Holland got on the end of a great Trent Nichols pass, bursting through the centre, and was able to slot it through. And the Tigers then started to develop the momentum that they didn't have in the third quarter, that the Dockers did have.
Checking the goal scorers then. Both sides with 3 players kicking, 2, Daffy, Bowden and Richardson for the Tigers, and singles to Naish, Holland, Broderick and Nichols. And for the Dockers, Daniel Parker got 2, Waterhouse 2, Leach also picked up 2, and singles to Coops. Toya, I thought Toya was good when he came on. Gale and Bandy, who had a very good second half, as we take a look at the match stats.
Well, they just sit down. If I was to do those sums of the disposals, they probably come out pretty close to even there. And then it just came down to who was going to make the better use of the ball in the forward line. And it shows that this wasn't a really pretty game of football, in that the highest goal scorers were only 2 goals, as the previous graphic showed. And so it just came down to some tough work through the midfield. And I just believe, just at the end of it, just a touch more experience in the Richmond side got them over the line in the end.
Down in the Tiger rooms, it was a pretty bruising affair. Certainly the tempo lifted after half-time. Turner on the left, Broderick on the right. Actually, Russell Morris did the voting this afternoon. He's not here, the absent man, so we can bag him. Now, is that right? I'm not sure. I think that's the other way up. Could have a little typo here. It is right. Everyone's nodding their head. Well, we can bag him, then that's bad. I weren't kidding. Quinton Leach played a good game, but I thought Kellaway was possibly the best on ground. Whichever way you look at it, Campbell was second best, and Leach gets the 3 votes. He got the jumper, so I guess we've got to give him the 3 votes. Russell Morris voting this afternoon here at Optus Oval. So the Dockers go under by 4 points. We'll be back shortly.
Collingwood, Carlton. Commercial.
Who won? The scenes in Tigerland, just stretching down. Darren Gaspar, a broad smile. He was terrific this afternoon. Wayne Campbell is there as well, liked his game. They were gone at three-quarter time. Jamie Tape came off the bench, got a warm ovation when he came onto the ground and rewarded that with a fine performance. And the Tigers have dodged a bullet this afternoon. The Dockers would be lamenting, I think, in their rooms. Anyway, let's move on. At the MCG this afternoon, Collingwood and Carlton. Last time we looked, it was very tight.
Can you'll get caught. Whitnell looks for and finds Bradley. McKay missed it. Ratton, 20 metres out, snips. That looks pretty good. He's kicked a goal.
Carlton lead by 7 points. Allen gets his hands to it. Take it away for the Magpies by Williams. Down towards half forward. Oh, well played by Francis. Sam Rocker kicks his fourth. Well done. Good play by Francis. Drives it with a wobbly kick. Punched on. Still in the danger area as far as Carlton is concerned. Well played by Dean. To Clappe. To Rice. Rice puts it up high. Kernahan's got 3 to beat here. Oh, he's beaten them. There were 3 Collingwood players down there, and the captain has come from the side. He only had to beat one in the end. Second of the quarter, in fact, from 45 metres. Oh, it's a wobbly. It's floating back. It's an ordinary looking kick, but it's a goal.
Ball, says the crowd. Umpire disagrees. Francisca, Patterson, Barnett, Ahmed on left centre wing. Williams running with him. A young excitement machine from Darwin. Still he goes. His kicking can let him down, but that's a bomb into the goal square. Don't tell me he's kicked it. Oh, great footy. Bradley out of the circle. The fitness fanatic for Optus Oval. Still he goes. Long kick by Braddles. Manton nearly. Oh, gets up. Can he score a goal? He can. Great effort by the former Bomber.
Unless he wants to kick it short. Kernahan was one out in the square. He should have been bombing it. Oh, look at his man on his own down here. It's Matthew Hart. What a beautiful kick by Hamill. As he just lays back and has gone.
So Carlton improved to 2-2. Collingwood slipped to 2-2. 15-11-101 to 12-12-84 at the MCG in front of a very big crowd this afternoon. The arch rivals getting down to tin tacks again. Well, here at Optus Oval, it was Richmond by 4 points. We'll be back to take a look at the league ladder right after this break. Yes, welcome back. Let's take a look at the league ladder, Terry. The Western Bulldogs challenging. Essendon undefeated. Of course, they've got a game in hand to play in round 4. The Tigers, well, that's how tight it is.
Well, it starts to get very important now. We're round 4, approaching 5 for some clubs now, and the Tigers now settling themselves up there with 3-1. Would feel lucky to get away with it today, but they're right up there with an impression at the beginning of the season.
So 2 games to come tonight. St Kilda against Sydney, and West Coast Eagles against Hawthorn. Then tomorrow, Brisbane against North Melbourne. Brisbane, well, they've been disappointing.
Well, it's a big one for both of them, you know, because the loser of this will be only 1 win out of 4. And both played in the preliminary final, obviously, last year, and North Melbourne went on to win it. But again, the important start at the beginning of the year, vital, and both these sides will be really well out to do well here.
Now, in Perth, we say Derby, but in Adelaide, it's Derby. I think Derby is correct, but we've got East Fremantle and South Fremantle traditionally play a derby. Who do you like in that one tomorrow at Footy Park? I think it's
in the derby in Adelaide.
In the derby.
Yeah, look, the Crows really should be able to stand up. Their experience will put them in good stead to handle what have been a very good outfit from Port Adelaide. Jack has done a very good job in the first part of the season with the boys, but really Malcolm has got too much to lose there.
Malcolm and Jack. Now, will the Bombers stay undefeated against the Cats tomorrow?
Yeah, the Cats are real enigma, aren't they? They've really got me worried. I just can't see much in their side just at the moment. Essendon been a solid outfit for a long time now, but and haven't gone that extra step to win a flag. If they're going to do one, it has to be this year, and I think they've just got too much at stake to let this one go, Dennis.
And what about round 5? We've got wall-to-wall footy. Look, it starts on Friday, a couple of games. Essendon, Collingwood, that will be a huge game at the MCG. They'll pack it out because Collingwood still, despite their loss today, very competitive. Then we've got a night game, Fremantle against St Kilda. Well, Fremantle hoping to get some back, but most of their injuries long-term. On Saturday, Melbourne, are you suggesting wooden spooners at this stage?
Yeah, it's a tough one for the D's, isn't it? The injury's still really hampering them at the moment. The Eagles going along too well, but the next game will be a real critical one, won't it? The Bulldogs showing a little bit at this beginning.
Let's call them Footscray. Let's go back to Footscray now. They're winning a few.
I'd love to, yes.
They were Footscray. I sort of had that team, and then back in Perth, West Perth was my team. They've become the Joondalup Falcons. I haven't got a team anymore anywhere, Terry. I don't know who's who. You can't turn your back for a minute.
The man without the football identity. But no, look, keep it going, Bulldogs. You're going great.
Okay, looking down that list, some real good footy. North Melbourne, of course, with a chance to beat Brisbane, and then they butter up against the Tigers that we saw this afternoon. Carlton starting to win some games now. That's 2 in a row for them after what was a very sluggish start. So that's it from Optus. Thanks for your company. Repeating the winners today, Carlton won at the MCG, and in this game, it was a clinker, and we saw the Dockers go down by 4 points.
I got my scarf, got my old coat. I got a footy game to go to. Footy's on, footy's here again. Back to greet me like an old friend. And well, that's the thing about, that's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football. I'll meet a friend outside the ground. We'll argue over who's gonna win. He'll go for his team, I for mine. We'll watch him slug it out right to the end. And show me the crowd and I'll take my place. I'm hungry for the taste of it. Well, that's the thing about, that's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football. That's what football means to me. That's how I like my footy to be. And well, that's the thing about, that's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football. That's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football. That's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about. I got a long road to walk down to catch a tram to my favorite ground. Use my legs, use my voice, make some noise, support the boys, and that's what football means to me. That's how I like my footy to be. And well, that's the thing about, that's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football. That's what I like. Yeah, that's the thing about football. That's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football. That's what I like about. Yeah, that's the thing about football.
This has been a 7 Sports production.
Yeah. Right, now, no, you're right, keep going. Ah.